Now we're live. Welcome
You
to the
mean we've
Blue
been
Rubies
live?
podcast. Well, now we're live for the viewers at home that aren't on Twitch.
Yeah, now the recording is live.
The
Now it's
recording
Still
is
in the
live.
audience for the
you
live.
missed Gorless and the kids burning in fires and
With some P5 Royal
and
spoiler talk.
people talking about Memento and Fortnite. Good stuff.
This is all information these people needed to know.
Just telling you guys
Yeah.
the good stuff in case you guys ever want to tune in. We're gonna try to do these live still. I have some a couple things to fix up. Like this layout still sucks ass right now, but the actual like really good one is gonna be a lot more. It's gonna be on YouTube still, and it's kind of wacky because like the layout's different. Like I'm in the same spot, but Gore and David are both mixed, so it's a little different. Whatever, but that's easier for me. Anyway, welcome to the Blue Rubies podcast. I'm Adrian. Got Gore here. Got David here. The usuals. This is episode number 61. I remember that one finally. This is our weekly video game podcast. Goes up every Friday now. That's our new thing. We're recording on Thursdays now, so as
Same
we'll explain in a second.
Podcast, brand new time.
Exactly.
Yep.
As we're gonna explain in a little bit, the Games Gone By schedule is gonna get bumped up a couple, like 1 day per episode now, so no big deal. David might have a surprise for us this week about that. I don't know.
No, we're keeping the schedule.
We're so close.
We're
Anyway,
fucked up, everyone.
Huh? What? I asked him one, and he does the dumbest fucking laugh I've ever heard in my life. I just won't play the fucking game. How about that? You can suck both my nuts. How about that?
I tried to give you
I'll
an
grow a third one just so you can suck that one too.
you'll grow a tumor.
I tried to give you an out. You're like, yeah, pussy. So I'm like, oh, fuck it.
I was saying pussy for something else.
Like as if he thought you had a cat. He wanted to talk to the cat.
I thought it was name things you like, so I just name things you like, Dave. I don't even.
So
Name things you like, Dave. You wake up Overwatch.
Pussy. Executions only on me.
Murder.
Murder only if it's happened to me.
Yeah, so David
And
teases for a
pussy.
second in the chat saying, hey, I think I might switch it, and then Gore immediately responded with an insult, and David's like, you know what, fuck Gore, we're gonna keep it the same.
That doesn't matter. He probably picking her fucking stupid ass Shin Megami Tensei game.
Tensei 2.
Yeah, let me see. What's a harder game? The entire Dark Souls trilogy.
So I
How
don't
I gotta play that?
If David's still gonna swap, I'll give him another week to think about it.
No, I'm not gonna swap.
I'm giving you another week. I'm giving you another week to think about it.
Stay in the course.
Okay, well, I guess I won't be playing anything in August, so that's good. Free of my schedule to play our games. I'm not fucking doing it. You gotta blow your dad. I'm not doing it.
We'll figure out how this train wreck goes. Good way to end season 1 of Games Gone By though, with the mystery. What's gonna happen? Is Core gonna play the game?
Season 1.
But yeah, speaking of our Games Gone By schedule, next week is Chrono Trigger.
Hell yeah.
Next month on June 26th now is Nier Automata. On July 31st is Shadow of the Colossus. And on August 28th is the mystery of where friendships will end.
There's no mystery. We know what we're doing. It's going to be Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. You're staying the course, baby.
Oh boy.
All right.
Well,
I ain't got anything to say. I don't know who you're waiting.
Green Super Flash
I've said enough.
Green Super Flash said, "Leave David alone."
Hell yeah!
Fuck
Thanks for
David.
having my back.
You saying that? I'll go after David some fucking more now.
You put the target right in his face now.
Yeah, you just fucked up.
Games Gone By. David was alone.
Yeah. All right. And as we said, we're streaming these live. So Thursdays at 5 Pacific Standard, 8 Eastern Standard. We'll try to be live around then. And if we're not gonna start the podcast around then, we'll at least try to be live, and that way we can just hang around until we get everything set up. Which, like we did today, we're about 45 minutes off schedule, but whatever. I don't ever do anything else. speaking of streams, I stream on Tuesdays. I do Smash. Saturdays we do Hell's Kitchen and Pawn Stars. And Sunday, Dave and I do a fighting game, which I think we're calling the Salt Mines now. And that was the name that we decided on. We were gonna do Mech City. Was it Mech City Brawl?
Mech City Brawl.
But David has a story about that later, which we'll talk about in a
Yeah,
second.
I do.
And then anything else that we have going on? Nope. This episode's gonna be our Final Fantasy VII spoiler cast for remake.
Did you end up finishing 7, or where'd you get to in 7?
No, I got exactly where I ended at. I've literally we'll just transition into it in a second, but I've really just not been in the mood to play anything lately. I don't know why. Every time I start something, even Chrono Trigger, every time I start, I'm just like, no. So I've just been.
So real quick then, for the spoiler cast, do you want Gore and I to limit anything that could be a possible spoiler for what could be in the next part of the remake as well then, or?
I think we can come back to it whenever I do finish it. And we'll have just like maybe even like a smaller discussion about Final Fantasy VII. It doesn't have to be like a full-on topic, but we'll have a discussion about where the game could go. Let's keep the spoiler cast to just what the game is contained. And
well, that's the harsh part. Is a lot of what's contained in here relates to a lot of stuff that happens later.
Just pretend.
Sure,
you didn't know
we can still talk about it.
Yeah, you're gonna.
It's not like I know you when you talk this. I'm like, oh, I gotta mention this also from the game from 20 years ago, but you don't need to. Just mention it.
This is like there's a self-contained game in Final Fantasy VII Remake that you got to keep it to.
Yeah, there's people out there that never play Final Fantasy VII that probably can discuss this too. So
yeah, like me.
Yeah, like who? Me. Who are you? Where are you?
Where am I right now?
Where am I?
Is that a new shirt?
Yeah, it is.
Hell yeah! What is
it? It came today too, so it's perfect because I just finished Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh yeah, that's a good shirt.
So,
actually pretty cool.
I ordered this like a month ago from Shirt Punch. They take fucking forever, even without the whole virus thing happening. They still take fucking forever, but whatever.
Because like that shirt's a deep ass black right now. That's like brand new shirt black right now.
Yeah, I just unboxed it today.
Hell yeah! Go tune in to gorethemoviegod.youtube.com.
I didn't do a video. I unboxed it today. There you go. They had a Jesse one too, and that one, I didn't get that one.
Well,
that would have been paired perfectly with the Ahego sweater, though.
Yeah. No, it's the exact same like this, except it's Jesse instead of Cloud. It's weird. They only had a Cloud and Jesse
when you said Jesse, I don't know why. I just kept thinking Breaking Bad.
Yeah. I'm not Matt Jones.
Oh, he's in Final Fantasy VII. There you go. That's a segue.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
All right. But yeah, so I'll just jump into that. So what I play, pretty much Overwatch. I tried playing some other stuff. I'm trying to, for whatever reason, after FF7, I've just been not in the mood to play anything deep. It's been a while just because I played, I did Persona, then I went straight to this. So right. I just went straight into I tried it a Hat in Time. I played like the first level. It's cute, but I'm just again not in the mood for that. Side note, Greets for Flash asked if games gone by will be live. Yep, we're gonna transition right into that right after this. Actually no, for next week, yes. Everything will be live, the whole episode. But yeah, so I did do a lot of Overwatch. Got to Masters in Tank. I did my placements for damage and heals, and dude, healing, right. I can't handle it right now. I'm in the middle of Plat and Diamond. I keep just dipping into Platinum. Oh, I'm fucking tilted. Every fucking game, there's just someone doing some dumbass shit that just happens, and we just lose.
Right.
Like, and then I like, what was it? Today I saw like on Volskaya, our Reinhardt would stay behind the thing and try to get like a funny little pin to get a kill, but I'm like, it's not gonna work. And then he got killed, then we just got rolled. And he's like, I need healing. And I'm like, I'm not gonna send an orb to you. Like, just send me an orb. I'm like, I'm not gonna heal you when I got like 5 other people over here. I need healing without a fucking shield. I have to deal with that shit all day. And then damage is alright, I guess. I've been doing alright. I'm like halfway through Diamond with damage, but every game takes fucking 90 minutes to get into. So that's fun. Did I play anything else? I tried playing Chrono Trigger. I have not made a dent in that game, so I'm gonna barge through that. But that's fine. It's still not a long game. That's doable in a week for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'll get into that when I do the games, but
nope. I've been playing nothing but Overwatch, trying to do all that stuff. Anniversary event went up The Ash skin is the best skin in a while. I'm glad they even modified Bob to look like a wolf, which is nice.
Yeah, they always modify Bob with
They
whatever skin.
they do, but I mean like actually like his face is different.
Sure.
Every other one still had a Bob face, but he just completely different face this time. Yeah, that's it though. Gore, what'd you play?
I finished Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm like 15 hours into Chrono Trigger right now. So that's it. That's it. Can't talk about either of those.
David?
Talk about them later.
What are you talking about, Gore? There's one other game you played. We all played Golf with Friends.
Oh yeah, Gore really liked that game.
Yeah, really fun.
Yeah, it was such an interesting game.
I
But yeah,
don't
we
remember
played
you
that.
hating that game back then. Did you hate the game
We
back
only
then?
played, we played it as much as we played it yesterday.
I know, but I don't, but you like
Or
vehemently
2 days
hated this
ago,
one
whatever it
though.
was. I didn't hate it. It's one of those stupid ass games that is just like, okay, you learn how to do it the first time, and then you can do it every time after that. And also, it's just one of those games where like halfway through it becomes goofy, dumb bullshit, and it's just like, oh, cool, it's just made for YouTubers, so that's good.
Yeah, the first like
whoa, look how whoa, zippity doos and shit. I'm like, fuck off. Like I'm so sick of meme games at this point. Like Goat Simulator, shit like that can go fuck itself. Like I'm done. Really. So whenever I play one of those games now, I'm just like, if the game's fun, then fine. But if it's just gonna be generic shit,
so you didn't like Delivery
and
Simulator.
the whole personality. No, I hated Goat Simulator is boring
Delivery.
after Delivery. What?
Totally...
No, that was only fun because
Totally.
I could. That was only fun because I could troll. That's why I didn't do any of the shit, because it's just like, oh, it's bad controls on purpose. That's just because they're not good programmers.
To be fair,
and they're just not experienced programmers, so they had to use that to make a funny meme game so they can get the fucking children and the YouTubers that cater to children to make fucking videos about it.
Now, to be fair,
that game has a 38 on Metacritic. Don't even fucking say that it's good.
But to be fair though,
game.
to be fair,
it's not fun. It was fun to fling myself around. That was it.
You the most memey game that you do like that you're okay with is Gang Beasts though.
Well, Gang Beasts is fun though.
It's an action. You think it's a game too.
And it's not really a memey game. It's just because it's not like, oh, this stage is a whirly doos and fucking whippity doos and shit. And there's not a dance button or whatever.
Game, basically.
How? It doesn't have any of that. It's just get the guy out of the thing.
Some of the levels are kind of memey.
How? Like what?
There's the elevator one where you just gotta keep going up and down.
That's not a meme though. That's a
delivery
that's
service.
a level. No,
Delivery packages is not a meme.
Yeah, it is. You could fucking literally fall down and fart and knock everybody out around you. How the fuck is that not? There's no fall down and fart button in Gang Beasts.
I mean, there is a fall down button.
And really, it wouldn't be a problem if the game was fun, but delivery service fucking whatever is not that fun of a game. It's fun fucking around, but that's not the gameplay. The gameplay is you solving these things with the world's worst controls. So, and I get that's the point. But that's not fun. How is it fun to fuck around with broken controls?
I personally liked it, but
you liked it because you played it with people. If you played it by yourself, you would not like it.
No,
If a game cannot function without other people, and it can't be fun without other people, then it's not a good game.
Fucking Overwatch
sucks.
Overwatch is fun. I always have a good time. I play more Overwatch by myself than with you guys. So.
Hey, man,
yeah, but you're still playing with people.
And a lot of times I have more fun playing by myself.
Hey man,
but
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So.
I get what you're saying, but I think the bigger thing is that I think the whole idea of hard controls is overdone. I think that's specifically the thing that's overdone is ever since QWOP, I feel like that's been like a funny little in joke, but like. The first couple can get away with it. I think once we hit Goat Simulator was when it should have been like, all right,
yeah,
let's put this away for now.
It was funny for 20 minutes. Goat Simulator was funny for 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I think and then people started doing like all these other simulators, and I'm like,
Bear Simulator and shit. Like, oh fucking, it's MMO Simulator. I'm like, funny. And let me guess, it's broken and shitty. Yeah.
Tabletop Simulator. I kind of want to play though.
Well, that is actually a game though, supposedly, right?
Yeah, you can actually play like actual stuff on
Hey,
that.
I'm okay with it if it's an actual game that's fun. like Gang Beasts, which is really not. There's no memey things about it.
See-
If you got rid of all of the colorful whatever, then it would be fine.
See,
it wouldn't even be anything like that.
I know David would agree with me, but it's for obvious reasons. Because like you can say it's about any game, but literally like Delivery Simulator would be fun if like you were just drunk with your friends. But literally, you can say that about literally any game.
You can say that any
Yeah.
fucking game.
Yeah.
And a lot of those other games are actually good.
Yeah, like you can play
And
Overcooked with your friends drunk, and that's gonna be a fucking.
Overcooked is a good game because it has a great concept and they do a good job of actually, delivering on that fucking
I get it.
concept. Yeah, because
Yeah.
well, you're not delivering. Well, I guess you are delivering, but not really.
All right,
But
you heard it here first. We're gonna play Overcooked soon now.
well, Overcooked I don't like playing just because
'Cause everyone yells
it,
at each other.
it becomes oh fuck, we only got 2-star. Even though like the last 5 minutes was fucking the most frustrating shit. Like I played a little bit of Moving Out like a couple weeks ago, and that shit is just fucking frustrating because you're just like, oh, we got silver. I guess we gotta do it again.
He said we should play Overcooked instead of Nocturne.
I guess he can shut his whore mouth.
Well, I don't know. I don't think either is a good option.
Would you rather play Overcooked?
I'd rather play fucking nothing for that month.
I'd rather just trade my game systems into the pawn shop for a month. All right.
Anyway,
That's all what Gore played. David, what'd you play?
So yeah, I played golf with friends. I played Overwatch a little bit. Almost done Persona 5 Royal. I'm in the last couple months now, and then gonna ride it out.
You're about 2 or 3 hours away from the end, I'd say, maybe.
Yeah, and it's been an interesting thing. We were talking about for a little bit in the pre-stream, but no, I'm definitely enjoying it.
This motherfucker, for the record, whenever Gore plays, which is gonna happen sometime next year. Also,
it's gonna happen sometime this year.
Bulldogs 1992 says, "Hey Gore."
Sup, man? It's gonna happen this year.
I really hope so, because I would love to do it actually.
No, it will. It definitely will.
Like I said,
assure you that.
Oh, whatever. So this, just for the record, when we come back to it, David had the audacity to message me saying, "Oh my God, they changed this plot point. I'm pissed." And I'm like, "Chill, just fucking wait." He's like, "No, I'm pissed." And then about like 10 hours later, he's
I
like,
like it.
10 hours later, he's like, "Oh, I see what they're kind of doing with it. All right, that's cool."
Jesus.
Yeah.
You sound like every Final Fantasy VII remake.
You sound like every YouTube comment.
I mean, to be fair,
you sound like a fucking idiot.
I mean, to be fair, I at least like what they did with the change, unlike the 7 remake. But also, shout out to Bulldogs who says, "Hey Gore."
He wasn't listening. Anyway, wait, what'd you say about Final Fantasy?
He said he likes the changes in Persona 5 versus the changes in Final Fantasy 7, which I guess we'll get to.
All right.
All right.
I feel like that's more because it's a classic. We'll get into it later, but I feel like that's because it's more of a classic game.
I'm excited
Persona 5 will be a classic, but it only came out 3 years ago, so you haven't lived your entire life with that game, so we'll get into it.
I'm excited for whenever I do play FF7 and we go through like an actual like part 2 of the spoiler cast.
Sure. I want to play it again also.
To see what parts that David actually like hasn't like rose tinted glasses for that are like, oh, but then I play, I'm like, it's not really that big of a deal.
But see, you say that it's not 7's not even like top 5 favorite Final Fantasies for me. It's a good game. I wouldn't put it in my top 5.
There's like 5,000 Final Fantasy games, so that's still pretty good.
Yeah, it probably would be like if we're doing like a top 10, it'd probably be number 6 for me.
They need to really figure
I like
out a Final Fantasy.
This motherfucker makes it sound like, oh, you know what's not even my top 5? Or would it be number 6?
Hey, can underneath his webcam, can we just put this motherfucker now? You called him that like 5. You called him that like 5 times.
That's what he is to me today, dude.
This motherfucker.
This motherfucker.
Today. All right.
You play anything else?
David could breathe weird, and he'd be like, "This motherfucker."
That is my new official podcasting handle.
You should switch that name, your Twitter name, to that.
Dude, that's obviously taken.
That's obviously
it's gotta be taken.
You could switch it up, this with a $ sign or something. I don't know.
This motherfucker.
This motherfucker.
No, I'll probably be going through Chrono Trigger as soon as I'm done this, because I know that game like the back of my hand, but there's just some things about the controls I just want to kind of re-remember. Because I do remember that at least on the PS1 version, the load times were the devil. But I don't know if that was just impatient young me going, this is weird going from Super Nintendo to PlayStation, or if it really is as bad as I remember. So
I'll play it on DS. There's like no loading times at all. So
Yeah, it's nice. It's just like bam, bam, bam,
it's
bam,
good. It's nice because
so it probably
I played on PS1 also when I first played it. And it was fucking rough.
Yeah, but man, I love that game. I'm always happy to go back to it. I used to replay games a lot, and then started to buy a lot of games, and I stopped doing that. I'm excited to go back and try it out a little bit. I may not 100% finish it for the podcast, but at least it'll just give me a refresher of some of the beginning game stuff that I've forgotten. But yeah, no, all in all, that's what I played. Is just a lot of Persona and a little bit of games with friends.
Oh yeah. All right, Gore. What'd you get?
I didn't really get much.
And while you're there, give me 1 second.
All right, well, fuck you then. Why is every time I show my shit?
I'm listening.
You can listen. All right, I'll just show shit and not fucking say it though. How about that? You can blow yourself. I don't remember. Did I show this last week?
Yes.
All right, then I don't have anything.
You don't have anything?
I have the shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
I have the shirt. Oh, I got a new one of these perler bead art. I got her right there. She's from Stardew Valley. I actually made that. So I'm starting to make a Penny.
Oh, are you gonna sell those?
No, I'm just making them. No, I ain't gonna sell them.
Yeah, go.
No, they don't go. It's a lot of work for fucking selling for like $6. Like,
we can start our official Blue Rupees Etsy store.
And then you always see them at the cons, and they have like 5,000 of them, and they sell like 4.
That's where I got most of them.
Yeah.
I think all the convention that I go to, I think every one that was sold was from me. So I bought this one, bought that one. This one I bought from that fucking 99 Gamers. This I bought off eBay.
That Match Cheap one would have gone.
This one I actually got at yard. This one right here, I got at yard sale. The Charizard.
I was about to say that Match Cheap one would be like fucking $100 at a convention.
Yeah, I got it for 15.
Oh yeah.
And this would be a nightmare to make. It's a nightmare right now because I got the perler bead things, and I got fat fingers, so it's like putting a fucking one little fucking thing. Also, what sucks is that when they give you the perler bead, I guess I should have showed that because that is something I got, but whatever. It's just a barrel of fucking colors. That's what it looks like. But it's just fucking multicolored all over. So you're just like scooping through it, looking for the one color you need, and some colors look some colors look similar to others. So you're like, I need a fucking dark red. I don't need a regular red.
Some people are colorblind.
Yeah, some people are stupid and dumb. You got fat fingers.
I need the color too.
Their penis is small and shit. So that's what But anyway, I'm doing perler beads. I'm just thinking like, ooh, fuck, I'm inadequate. But I'm just like putting things and stuff. So I made that. It took me an hour and a half to make that fucking thing.
You got him.
But it actually looks pretty good. It looks good, right?
Hell yeah. Right. Solid to David.
Yeah, you like Stardew Valley.
Yeah, Stardew Valley.
All right, David, what'd you get?
That. So I'll start off with my fun story. So I was supposed to get Mech City Brawl today. That was supposed to be in my mailbox. I got some other stuff.
No, what else? It was Mech City.
Oh, and my Blu-ray player. I was supposed to get my Blu-ray player for USB so I can actually finally start continuing to rip shit. And I was supposed to get my Mech City Brawl.
Yeah.
Instead,
wait, how big was the package? Because I know the story, but Gore didn't.
So this is the package I got.
That comes with a game and a Blu-ray drive, right?
Yeah, that's supposed to come with a game and a Blu-ray drive. And I opened it up, and I left the other one downstairs. But I got 2 greeting cards. This one is talking about crazy relationships, which, I mean, fair enough. I've never had a normal one in my life.
That's the brawl right there.
And then the other one is like a happy birthday grandma or some kind of shit like that.
So obviously they fucked up the shipping.
But Gord, when Amazon fucks up, you're like, all right, we'll send you the actual thing, right?
Yeah.
You want me to ship them back?
Well, yeah, they usually want you to ship
But
them
they want them.
At least,
Why would they care about the greeting
unless you said you didn't get it. Period. Did you
Well,
say you didn't get it? Like you didn't get a
No, I
package?
said
Period.
No, but why would they want the
You should
greeting?
have just said you didn't get a package.
Why would they want
Like
the greeting cards back? Like,
What, do they know it's greeting cards? Did they say?
I said it was, yeah.
Oh, okay. Was it automated like message?
Yeah.
Because it was.
Oh.
They wouldn't.
Because their
fucking know.
support is basically non-existent right now.
You should have said you just didn't get it, because like if you don't get the package, like it could say you got delivered, but if it's not in your mailbox, then
Yeah.
they'll still send you back.
Because
I mean,
there's some grandma out there trying to rip some Blu-rays right now.
yeah. She's writing a greeting thing, like.
Or she's looking at
like
the
a- like it's
PlayStation
a
4
greeting
game.
card.
She's like, "What is this?"
Here, what
Do I
the fuck?
sit here? Oh
What is
gosh,
it?
I just put Next City Brawl on the Blu-ray drive.
Here, colorful bullshit. What is this? That's weird that Amazon did that. Was it from a third-party seller?
Yeah.
Okay.
This
That's
guy
weird.
wants a video game and a Blu-ray drive. Fuck it, send him 2 greeting cards.
Yeah, he's a grandma hurt. Wow, that's shitty.
So
Who the fuck orders greeting cards?
from Amazon, no doubt. Like that's
Go
something
to a
you
dollar
get
store. What the
yes
fuck's
when you
wrong?
forget.
Oh, I guess you can't go to the dollar store. Go
Yeah,
somewhere else.
fair.
How about this? Just don't.
How
Get
about
them.
this?
Fuck.
Write him a goddamn letter like a fucking normal person.
Yeah.
Open up
Yeah.
fucking spreadsheet and goddamn create one in there and print it off.
Yeah,
Make that
I'm sure
personal.
grandma's gonna know how to make a fucking spreadsheet.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, what'd you get?
So digitally, Grand Theft Auto 5 was free for PC on Epic Game Store, so I got that. I'll never fucking play it, but it's free, so why not?
You're missing out.
I didn't even download it. I know I won't play it.
I have it on console. I still haven't played it.
Yeah.
Is that it?
And okay.
Is that it?
Nope. I got 2 things. Shout outs to Gamers Anonymous. John, his shipping speeds are godly and more reliable than Amazon because he shipped out my package yesterday and I already got it.
Jesus.
I'm missing the shirt though.
Greeting card.
I'm missing the shirt, sadly, but that got sent from directly the shirt manufacturer, so I should be getting that in the next couple days. But I got my copy of Arkanoid on SNES and my complete in box copy of Street Fighter II Championship Edition for the PC Engine.
Which you outbid yourself on.
Neither of those. That was something else that I out. Oh no, that Street Fighter was the one I outbid myself on. I accidentally outbid myself $10. But he threw in a cool little keychain.
I don't know how you fucking do that.
You got nervous. Said 26, 36.
Okay.
Shit, I think I left the keychain downstairs. Oh no, here it is. But he threw in a cool little fridge.
Crisis averted. He has it. There it is.
Little Street Fighter keychain to go with it. That's kind of
Hell
neat.
yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I fat fingered. I meant to hit. I was trying to type 35.50 because I keep doing just plus 50 to people's bids, and then I fat fingered and hit a 4 instead, and then I was stuck with 45 and one little smash randomizer thing to get it. But no, don't regret the purchase. Really excited to actually have this complete in box. It's actually kind of neat. It's my one of 2 now PC Engine games I have actually fully complete in box. So that's kind of cool. I need to pick up a 6-button controller now for my PC Engine, so I don't have one. But yeah, that's what I got.
Nice. All right. Here it comes. I have a lot of fucking shit this week. I was telling Gore, and Gore knows some of this already. I've been taking the Gore approach. I realized I've been trying to complete a lot of collections lately, and I know Gore buys lots and sells lots and tries to at least break even on pretty much everything. So that's kind of what I've been doing. So I'm down the hole a lot of money right now, but I'm gonna make it back up. But aside from that, before we get into it, let me at least go through these things really quick. I did from Mega 64 back from like Black Friday. I got their Mega 64 Begins, and that's the VHS.
It took a really long time.
Take a fucking long ass time, and then they have a USB, which it's somewhere. It fell down somewhere right here, but it actually has content on a USB drive, so I can just plug it in and
Yeah.
open that. Then I also got a mystery plush, which is Sean. Shoutouts.
Oh, cool. From
forgot
the
even
fire.
Yeah,
The Firefall. Or
yeah, I forgot even about
It's a
a
good
plush.
stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of fucking games here. So let's go through them. These two I've been just one. I bought these for like $5 each from someone on Facebook. So whatever. Dying Light and Watch Dogs 2. Good deals. Why
Okay.
not? Finally I completed my collection, so I got Rise of the Tomb Raider. Got this the other day.
Hell yeah.
Lego Mirage Sessions. I've been feeling
I
Persona.
got it too.
Why not?
Yeah. I got it. I wanted to play that, but
But we're playing fucking
Yeah,
Nocturne
play
now.
that some this year. Hey, we could play it for Games Gone By next year.
I got this because I didn't know this existed, but for $10, why not? It's
I
Avicii
was gonna get that.
Victor.
I actually heard it was really good.
Yeah, no, that's why I
Like-
looked it up.
like
People were like, "Yeah, it's
legit
actually not bad." I'm like, "Oh hell yeah!"
Actually, I rented that from GameFly and I never played it, but
This
it dropped in price. It was already a $20 game, but
Yeah,
it dropped
$10.
in price
Why
really
not?
quick.
I'll get it for Xbox.
Yeah.
You already have it if you have Twitch Prime, but give me some achievements.
Wow.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I got this. Sorry, David. I got a copy. Sucks to be you. I ordered it after you, and I still got it faster than you. You know, that's how it works. That's life.
That game is super cheap.
I'm kind
though.
of pissed that you didn't get greeting cards too.
Well,
That would have been great if there was a big colossal fuck up like that.
yeah, he got your
Or
Blu-ray
you had
drive.
that game right?
Yeah, I have that game.
We should play.
I don't have it on PS4 though.
Fuck.
Yeah, because I got it on PC already, but sadly, I don't think there's crossplay.
I heard
Okay.
it was a fun.
So this
It's fun.
isn't the game I bought, but I got the case for it. So I got a nice ass case for Mario Party 6 now, so that's not loose no longer. This game I've wanted when it came out, like way back in the day, but back in the Wii days I didn't really spend money on games, so got the game Lost in Shadow from Hudson. Rest in peace, Hudson.
In peace.
All right. Let's see. I bought a lot, which came with a copy of this. So I'll show you the other copy. So I have 2 copies of Silent Hill Shattered Memories. So I'm keeping the nicer one. I'm putting the other one up. Some of these are gonna go up on eBay like right after this podcast. In fact, I already sold 1 copy of something, so that's gonna go up there. One thing I'm not gonna show is Mario Kart Wii because I sold it for $35. Hell yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, those went up in price.
Yeah, and that 35 was kind of skirting it too. So I think it was without a manual too. So I made bank with that one. Got 2 copies of this now. So I got Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. One of them came with the manual, so I put the manual in my copy. I'm gonna sell the one without it now. Let's see. This one was kind of the weak one of it. Is Kirby Epic Yarn. That one I could probably sell for like 10, but I'm gonna see if I can try to squeeze 15 out of it. And then I got another copy of Brawl. Hopefully I can get about 20 out of that one, maybe 25. Got this for cheap, so I figured why not? It's Wheat Heart Katamari.
We love Katamari.
Yeah, we love Katamari. Now this lot, I was talking to Gore about. I'm kind of upset about one thing here. So I spent a lot of money on this, specifically because I want 1 or 2 of them. And I'm assuming I'm gonna just keep I'm just gonna try to break even on everything else. So I actually bought a lot with all the Silent Hill games on them. Came out to after tax, came out to about $300, which is not that bad.
That's not that bad.
Problem with Shattered Memories, which it didn't show me on the actual ad, was that it's like a Hollywood video back. So that's not.
Mine was the same way. They didn't show me mine.
Yeah.
I got mine for really cheap though. I got like for $40.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to make a fuss about it. Maybe I can get some money back. But fuck it, whatever. I guess.
I just bought a replacement case. It kind of looks weird, but it looks fine in a collection.
Yeah.
You're gonna just keep it anyway. So.
Well, so this thing I'm gonna sell. Loose. I know it goes for like $100, so I'm gonna see if I can probably squeeze a little bit more just for having the case on it.
Yeah, you probably could. Hollywood video case is still something cool.
I'm probably gonna keep Silent Hill Origins. I feel like I should, just because why not?
It's a fun game.
Physical. And that's the first one, right? I'm assuming, or what was this?
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be the first one, but yeah, it's not actually. No, it's not the first game. No, it's supposed to be the first in the.
Yeah.
If it doesn't really matter, but yeah, it's supposed to be the first one, I guess.
Right.
Canonically. But it's not a remake of the first game. Shattered Memories is a remake of the first game, though.
Okay. So
it retells the story, but it's a remake.
So Silent Hill 2, that's a big boy. That can go for a bit.
Yeah,
with the actual back.
$75.
Yeah, no manual. So I'm gonna see if
surprisingly, the greatest hits version actually goes for more.
Weird.
I don't know why.
That's interesting.
Right now, just a few dollars more, but you don't usually
game prices are all over the place right now. So
yeah, I think greatest hits might be just because it probably was a limited greatest hits, some greatest hits didn't have as many prints.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's definitely a weird time for game collecting. It's both like a great time and a bad time to get into it because there's a lot more inventory than you normally see, but it's terrible because the prices are so jacked.
So
yeah,
I talked about it. I still have not found the cluster of GameCube games I've lost. So I'm still looking around for those, but I have replaced most of them. It cost me a lot of money to replace them. I'm missing just one, but I'll have them sometime next week. But in this case, I assume if I find them, then cool, I can just sell them now. So whatever, not the biggest deal in the world. But I do want to grab them now because I feel like some games are not going to get any cheaper at this point. You know, if they're going up, they're not. There's no reason for GameCube games to get lower now. So then so I got Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 4. Those are both going to be played on Xbox though, so not a big deal. Did get Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 4 is the only one with a manual, but I did buy a manual for Silent Hill 3. And it came with a soundtrack.
Oh, yours is the soundtrack version.
The soundtrack,
Yep.
Granted, this is
that adds like a few dollars.
Yeah, granted, this is going to be one of the ones I keep because Silent Hill 3 is the one I wanted.
Yeah, Silent Hill 3 is my favorite one.
I'm going to see if I can break even with Shattered Memories 4 and 2. And if I can, cool, that'd be perfect. I do have a lot more games coming though, so we'll see. I've been fucking spamming. I've been like mass refreshing Mercury, eBay, OfferUp, and Facebook just constantly for deals pop up. And man, dude, nothing is more disappointing than refreshing Mercury and you missed like a fucking fat deal like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, what I do for Mercury, you can't really do it for OfferUp, but Mercury you can just make it so that if it's sold, it doesn't show you. So
yeah,
because I rather not know.
That's what I'm learning, dude. Dude, I swear,
but
like
to be fair, sometimes those go back up. Like they'll go back up because somebody no, they didn't back out, but like somebody else said like, hey, I'll offer you more, and then they canceled the deal. That's happened to me many times where I've had to do the same shit. Like, okay, you're gonna cancel it on me? Fuck that. I'll offer more.
Yeah,
I did, and that's how I got the PSP, the PS Vita, and the Game Boy Micro lot. I was like, fuck it, I'll give you 120 for them. And you're like, all right.
I'm trying to scumbag some people doing that because it's pissing me off. Because I see someone they get fucking Paper Mario $15. I'm like, fucking shut up. I'll fucking offer you triple what that guy's paying you right now.
Yeah.
Because dude, it's getting disheartening.
Other people do the same because there's a lot of people out there that just want the game. They don't want to resell or whatever.
Yeah, I refresh. I see Animal Crossing and GameCube sold for $20. I'm like, motherfucker, and it was sold 2 minutes ago. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, that one is actually going back down though.
Yeah,
it's still like
I still would have made a profit off that thing.
It was like at one point it went up to as high as 110. I was like, ooh, I should sell mine, but
yeah, no,
I was afraid of staying.
Animal Crossing is definitely just going back down because it's not. At this point, Animal Crossing is just getting iterative, where it's like there's no reason to really, really go back to older ones unless like you're just fond of the personalities. But I mean, whatever. But that means like other games have more value to them, I think. So like the Pokemon games, for example, there's no reason they should ever drop in value.
Get rid of them. Yeah. Nobody gets rid of them. That's why Pokemon games ever, unless it's Sun and Moon, almost no Pokemon game ever goes below $20.
Man. But yeah, dude.
Sun and Moon, you can find them for $10 every day, pretty much, because nobody liked those games. But
yeah, dude, it's so disheartening though, because I swear, like, I'll be refreshing constantly, and I'm like, take a 10-minute break, I come back, oh, sold 9 minutes ago. I'm like, you motherfucker.
I do recommend, like, hey, because people do it all fucking time. You gotta send messages, and the only way you can send messages is if you go on somebody else's other product that they're selling.
What I did.
So, if someone's selling a Chris Benoit bobblehead, then, which you probably shouldn't do that, but it's just
dude,
weird.
That's what I did. Is she sold Paper Mario $15. She was selling pants. I was like, hey, I'll give you more.
Yeah, and you know what's always great? When you get something really good and then you look on their product page and there's no other listings. So you're good. They can't unless they look it up themselves, which most of the time they don't most of the time these are just people that don't know how much.
Or they overcharge like way too much. I've seen some wacky fucking deals where I'm like, bro, I kind of want to message you saying, are you fucking insane?
I saw one earlier today. Go ahead.
There was one, I think, or where did you see it?
It was a Vita lot earlier today.
No, that was
Like someone, it wasn't a lot. It was it's a 25 and it had a bunch of Vita games. So I immediately knew it was probably going to be for each. But I messaged, hey, is this for each? He was like, yeah. And I was like, there's shit that's like $5 games and stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay. Good luck with that, bro. But
it was
yeah.
someone. Oh, let me see if I can find it. It wasn't too long ago. Probably a couple hours ago, I think it was. Selling 2 games for $200, and it
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck was it? It was I think Mario Party 6 and like Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
I'm
It's like
are you-
100 tops.
I'm
Tops.
I'm like, are you crazy? What's wrong with you? There's someone there. You can see that whole lot right there. How much do you think that's worth?
See, I guess they probably put like 100 or something.
I was gonna say Battle Legends usually goes for like 30, 40, so
I'd say that's worth maybe. I can't see what the fuck that one below Crash is.
Let me see if I can.
That's Zatchabelle. Let's see what it says. Yeah, I'd say like 60, 70 maybe.
I put it at 80.
150,
Jesus.
yeah. I figure it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, we should play that
Yeah.
game actually. That'd be a fun game. Maybe
That's
maybe while
people-
we're
the
maybe
The
while
price
you
is
guys
wrong.
maybe while we're talking maybe because I have to actually still get the trivia. I'll show you guys a lot. When it gets closest to the number, we'll win the.
Oh, this is price is right.
Price is right for that. Yeah, that'd be
Or
fun.
offer up.
Yeah.
$1 on everything, and
Yeah.
just hope Gore overdoes it.
So
Yeah.
we'll
$1.
let's see. We'll do one news article. While you guys do that, I'll set something up and I'll look through some things really quick and we'll do that because I missed the trivia section. Let's see.
Okay.
Anyways, but yeah, so I have a lot more stuff and trying to rebuild that. I've actually been rebuilding just the GameCube collection in general, just like a bunch of games I wanted as a kid, but just never actually got around to it. That I know are not great games. I still wanted to play them. So whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see. They've been nothing too bad. Anyway, let's do it. Let's just go to news.
Let's
David,
just do
what's the first news article? Because I wasn't able to open that.
So the first news article is New Game Plus Online Game Expo will be held June 23rd. Companies that are going to be part of it: Sega, Atlas, Natsume, Idea Factory, Spike Chunsoft, Koei Tecmo, Gung Ho America, Ectil, Arc System Works, Playism, NT Create, Axis Games, SNK, NIS America, Way Forward, and Grasshopper Manufacturer.
Cool. What do you want to talk about it with?
There you go. It's just cool.
I mean, it's cool. It means we're going to be seeing some new games, very likely for next-gen consoles for these publishers. For Koei Tecmo, I suspect it's going to be some Dynasty Warriors news because they're just
Yay!
yeah, I mean, yay for
Can't
me.
wait for the next gen of Dynasty Warriors to look exactly like the last 5 fucking gens of Dynasty Warriors, where everybody's just standing there waiting for you to hit them.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's okay. It's just say, oh, it's just standing there.
Hey, some people find
20 years later, still doing it. 20 years later,
some
still
people
doing the same
Madden
shit.
and Call of Duty.
No,
fine, they're the same fucking game.
Wait, Call of Duty is that what you said?
Yeah, Call of Duty and Madden, they're the same fucking game every year.
Yeah, but there is at least something different every fucking game. Something.
Yeah,
every Dynasty Warriors is the same shit. It's just
one.
Go over there, hit all the fucking guys that are just standing there.
You just introduce different mechanics in each one.
What mechanic did they introduce? So another way to hit the same fucking guys that stand there over and over again? Just fucking he hits us like
ways to shoot motherfuckers every goddamn game.
Yeah, but at least those have like cool action set pieces. This fucking shit is always like what? And don't make me defend Call of fucking Duty. At least they do something different. Anyway, go ahead.
But no,
I know you like the series. That's great. I hope you love it. Whatever it is.
I do too. But no, towards the end of last year, Koei Tecmo had mentioned that they were working on like 5 different Dynasty Warrior style games. The first one that we got to see their involvement was
5 of the same game. All right. Can't wait. Oh, One Piece Dynasty Warriors. Another Zelda one. What else? Persona's already coming out. That's fucking done. What else? What could they milk? Earthworm Jim. What else? Let me see. Gunstar Heroes. I'm just looking at my games. Castlevania.
I want a Final Fantasy one. I would fucking.
They will totally be a Final Fantasy one. Are you kidding?
I
I'm
also
surprised there isn't one already.
I really hope for a new Dynasty Warriors Gundam one.
It'll be an Oddworld one. Fuck it. They'll just milk every dumb franchise. What else?
But
Yeah,
no, Dynasty Warriors Gundam Reborn especially was fucking phenomenal with the character variety and customization in there. I hope we get a new one of those. But yeah, so we're probably gonna get a look
like
at
the
it.
Lego. They just can't. They just don't stop, and it's the same shit every time. Yeah, it's a new coat of paint, kinda, but it's the same shit. But hey, you can enjoy it.
I do enjoy it.
I know you do. Yeah, obviously.
I love those games. They're great.
All right, next story.
The last thing I'll say is Gordon.
Yeah, he
go
wasn't
ahead.
done.
Yeah, Gordon kind of had to lance me a little bit here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the things that I'm looking for.
It's been like 30 minutes. I figured. I was only thinking you.
But yeah, so hopefully, we'll see more Dynasty Warriors stuff and possibly some non-Dynasty Warriors stuff from Koei Tecmo. They'll probably announce some other Wii bullshit for the rest of the year.
I assure you, everything they announce, every company will be Wii bullshit. It's giving. The only thing I'm hoping for, because I got an email from Spike Chunsoft, because that's like one of the only Japanese companies I give a shit about getting like news about, like newsletters, because they made Zero Escape. So I'm waiting for that Zero Escape trilogy coming to fucking Switch. They better announce that.
We could get that. But yeah, so I'm excited that we could also get something Danganronpa related from them as well.
Cool. All three of the games coming to Switch would be awesome, because I still need to play the third one.
I still need to buy 2 of them, so fuck if they
all the Zero Escape games.
Ooh. I already said that.
Do that.
Come on, a bunch of motherfuckers that don't listen to this podcast.
I've been doing more trivia stuff.
Yeah.
Side note, really quick, because I refreshed Twitter right now. Have you guys seen the Pascali's thing with Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah.
Yes, you think you posted that, or someone did.
Everybody was talking about that shit.
So
that's
funny.
Hilarious.
If you guys don't know,
everybody knows.
It's out. For people have been trying to order locally, which if you can, I highly recommend order from your local restaurants if you can. People find, oh look, there's some place called Pascali's Pizza. I better order from them because they sound local. Never heard of they're not Domino's or Pizza Hut or whatever. And they order it, and then someone wise out there just got wind. They're like, this feels like a Chuck E. Cheese pizza. And that's because it is, because Chuck E. Cheese changed their name for online orders to Pascali's, which is actually an in-canon universe to Chuck E. Cheese lore. Because
Chuck E. Cheese lore? What fucking horseshit is this?
Chuck E. Cheese actually met Pascali, and then they opened up a restaurant together, and then Pascali decided to be the chef of there. Something like that. There's actually a story to it. And that's what it is. So it's Pascali's Pizza.
It's like Toonami and shit. You know, the little intro. There's lore in there.
Yeah,
there's lore in there when Tom talks. You just you go in there for like some other thing. No, you're getting some deep lore for some other shit. You go in there for some pizza and some fucking throw the ball into the hole games. Fuck that. You're getting deep lore. Pasquale or whatever his name is. Him and that goddamn dirty rat. That damn rat. And by the way, the new design of all these classic mascots and shit. Did you see the new Toucan Sam?
Yeah, no, it looks like some shit. It looks like every fucking modern cartoon right now.
Immediately, it's funny because that I think that happened the same day when they announced the new Toucan Sam. The Chuck E. Cheese. It immediately reminded me of the fucking Chuck E. Cheese redesign. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's with these redesign? Why redesign them? Draw them better, that's fine, but don't redesign them. Yeah, like, don't use the same art you used fucking 80 years ago for some of these characters, right. Sure. And like, supposedly Tony the Tiger also had a new redesign.
As long as the guy who drew that character is alive, you can keep it. If they're dead, fucking redraw it, man.
Yeah, well, redraw it. Don't redesign it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, take that whole thing and like, all right, I could do the lines better. Fuck you. Like, yeah, that's fine.
I did see that, Casey. There was a pizza place saw that for whatever reason, DoorDash is buying their pizzas for $24, even though they're only $16. So the guy's like, fuck it. So he ordered like a ton of his own pizzas and just kept getting $8 for free from DoorDash.
That's weird.
He's like, all right, hell yeah.
Very weird.
Oh, may as well.
Just
anyway, Next story.
Strange time to live.
Well, I'm still haven't even gone to
Yeah, he's not done. We just keep talking about. You're like, let David finish. Well, but Chuck E. Cheese though, bro. All right, what else?
I'll make these quick. The last two things I want to mention. Sega probably will have a lot of Sonic. This was supposed to be the year of Sonic stuff. So who knows what kind of Sonic
the
we'll
movie.
get.
You got the movie.
Speeding to a death right now.
Oh, you got a movie.
Yeah.
You talking about the movie did well. That was
Good
like
movie.
the last movie that did well in
It's
theaters.
the last movie
Until
forever. Never
the
ever
world
again.
exploded. Yeah. Until Tenet when it comes
Hey,
out in
shout-outs.
2045.
I hope Sonic wins an Academy Award.
It will for best
Best
movie
VFX.
ever.
Can you imagine? Best VFX.
I mean, Tenet will eventually come out, right?
No, it's only coming.
It's coming to theaters. It doesn't say 2020, so maybe not. Do a limited
yeah.
release.
All right, next story.
Do it like an Oscar. Do an Oscar limited release for Tenet. Perfect, and then release it wide next year sometime. Just so it can qualify for Oscars. Anyway, what, David?
He's telling us our next story.
Oh, Dune comes out this year.
Last thing to say.
Dune comes out this year. That's gonna win Best Visual Effects
Doom.
and cinematography. Dune, Dune. Anyway, good.
Next story.
Yeah, good.
The
The new SpongeBob movie comes out this year too. That's gonna. Yeah, good.
Safe now.
Yeah, go
See.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Last thing
John
I
Wick
wanted
4
to mention.
comes out.
John Wick. Oh, that's right. John Wick 4 comes out in 2 years. That's just a. I don't know. If you know
We're not
that.
talking about-
This is gonna be there. We'll get Shin Megami Tensei 5 news. All right. next
See, you
story.
didn't want to hear it.
What? Shin Megami Tensei 5. Ew. I hope they release a new Sonic game before that.
All right, next story, David.
story. All right, the next story is Sony plans to introduce compelling lineup for PS5 games soon.
Soon. What the fuck does soon mean? Was it going to be launch day of the PS5 when they finally announced?
No, skip that story. That's
No.
That's the most obvious. Oh, Sony gonna announce their game soon.
No, that was a big news story from a couple days
Yeah,
ago.
that's a huge news story because they haven't fucking done anything.
They haven't
with
said
the
it.
PS5.
Well, yeah,
thing
but
is
that
still out.
presumably they're going to though, right?
No, they said soon, like very soon. He didn't say that.
Yeah.
I've heard
Okay, that's
many articles
different.
say
If it's very
soon.
soon, that's different
Yeah.
than from soon.
Like November, whenever the console comes out. Imagine we don't even see the console until it's out, and there's Horizon 2.
It looks like a shoe.
Horizon. Oh yeah, that'd be great. It'll be great because then you can put it on top of the Xbox. It'll be like Tetris. You can put it online and it just disappears. Like, what the fuck?
You got the Switch on its side.
Yeah, there you go.
Xbox, the shoe.
Put it on the shoe one, so you can put it right on top, and then you put it's like a tower. It's Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's a good. That's a
All
good
right,
news
next story.
All right, fuck it.
No.
It's
So very soon.
Yeah. very soon,
Yes,
which
very
means
soon.
probably next month.
So it's one of those things that there's no hint yet on what the game lineup is going to be, but I got to imagine either at launch or sometime shortly after launch, we got to be getting a new God of War. That game is due for its sequel.
Sure, but I think we even mentioned is that what's your 3 for?
Knack 3, baby, it's coming.
I think they need some interesting new IPs. I hope they don't just rehash more shit that we have because it's not. We all presume we're gonna see Spider-Man 2. We're gonna see God of War 2. We're gonna see Horizon Zero
New
Dawn
stuff.
2.
You got that Godfall game. They're gonna show that finally
Yeah,
because there's leaked footage, but that wasn't official. So we technically haven't really seen any.
Plus, we know that there's still a remake of some kind due out soon from the guys behind the Shadow of the Colossus remake that happened. So, and they've hinted at a lot of things. They've been trolling the fuck out of what
I
the
think
remake
Demon's
is.
Souls is kind of the leading one still, right?
It's gonna be
Knack
Jersey
1.
Jersey Devil. This is gonna pick a random PS1 game nobody remembers. Croc. It'll be Croc.
Gex.
What else? Gex. Well, Gex people kind of know, right? A little bit. I feel like they know more.
I
They
mean,
know
I
Gex
feel
more
like
than Croc. I
Gex
can
is
assure you that.
recognizable as Glover.
I was about to say Glover. Glover, bring it back. Oh, nobody can stop Mr. Domino. Nobody knows what the fuck that game is. Bring that back.
They're bringing back the Noid.
Yo Noid coming back. Domino's can eat our ass.
do you think the collective internet would be? Is if it like some epic thing and then you see the noise foot?
You know what? I have a feeling it's gonna be something kind of silly. Like a lot of people have said Ape Escape. Like
No,
not
it's.
silly, not silly, but it's gonna be like something not. It's not Metal Gear Solid or whatever.
I think it
people
has to be.
people really want Metal Gear
A
Solid.
lot
No,
of
it
people
won't. It
say
won't be
no,
Metal Gear.
it's
I don't think it'll be Metal
I
Gear.
would love if it's Metal Gear Solid. That'd be amazing. But it ain't gonna
That'd be a
happen.
huge.
They
get,
already
but-
had one remake, but that would be a huge get. Castlevania, yo,
I
Dreams
think. I
of-
think.
I hope it's like
Demon. See,
a Symphony of the Night remake would be amazing.
Green Superfly says Sly Cooper.
Like Cooper would be good too.
I,
Crash again.
See, I don't.
Crash again.
I don't have a history with the Souls franchise, so I don't know how Demon Souls would be like. Would be received among everyone.
Everybody
I'm
says
fucking
Demon
with-
Souls is the best of the Souls games. A lot, well, not everybody, but a lot of people say it's the best one.
I still agree with that. I feel like they got it right the first time, and it got easier and yet harder at the same time.
Just
with
got
every
so
Souls.
shitty since then, man.
Yeah. Oh, I hate it. Everybody hates Dark Souls 2 for some reason. I still don't get it. I still don't. That's like the only one I actually got close to finishing. I was like 40
That's
hours.
probably
into
why.
it. Yeah, it was easier. Yeah, it didn't feel easy. It didn't feel easy while playing. That's for sure.
I still hated myself.
I didn't hear that one's easier. I think a lot of people didn't like the level design
That makes sense.
and the lore. The lore wasn't, which I don't give a fuck. Like it's the lore. I have to read a fucking weapon to know the lore. Then I mean, I don't know. It's like Destiny when you have to go on a website to know what the fuck lore is. Like,
But anyway, I think they need some new IP still. Like, yeah, like Godfall is cool. That Blue Point thing, as long as it's something of note, which I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's more why I'm kind of interested more in what Microsoft's doing, because we know what Sony's gonna have. Like, there's the 3 confirmed. There's Spider-Man, God of War, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, that's 100%. We know that's happening. But
it's
Microsoft's
happening.
like,
I don't know if that's gonna be confirmed for.
oh yeah, no, I'm
Nah.
sure one of those they'll do E3 next year or something.
Yeah. Some of them. I don't even think Spider-Man will happen until like 2022.
Yeah, I can see that.
Come
But-
out in 20.
But Microsoft, it's kind of interesting because it's like they're a whole clean slate. We're gonna
Yeah.
something
I mean, they
from,
already showed a bunch of original
something
shit. Like
from
that.
Rare is gonna get something from maybe Rare or maybe even anything from Microsoft. Something from Microsoft will
It's
be
that-
revitalized. I think we will get
Isn't Rare making the Battletoads remake?
no,
They're not. Oh,
no,
fuck
it's some
it.
other some unknown
it's good.
studio.
It'll probably be good.
Imagine if we got a new Banjo Kazooie, a traditional Banjo Kazooie.
Dude,
Nah, it'll be
I
nuts and bolts.
don't give a
Nuts and
fuck.
bolts.
I like nuts and bolts. Don't give a fuck.
You're that guy.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a true fan.
It doesn't make any sense. Why would you be a fan of something that's not even close to exact like what it originally was? That's like if the next Halo game is a fucking a cooking simulator or
Fuck
some
yeah.
Why
shit.
do people like fucking Mario Kart? It's not fucking Mario. It's a fucking different kind of game.
What? What Mario Kart? I don't like Mario. I don't like Mario Kart though. So if they did change
I
something,
mean, I don't either, but I also like Crash Team Racing.
if that Super Drift Brothers thing was real and it was like it's just a racing game like a Sonic All Stars or whatever, that'd be in. Like you're just in a car. You're just in a car instead of fucking.
It's a racing sim.
It's like Need for Speed.
No, it's like Forza 7 or something, like, or Gran Turismo.
Oh shit!
All you see are like the Sonic gloves and the Mario gloves. That's all you get. You get in hands.
Yeah. In Forza, you could like reverse time, so they'd put that in this. So, like the Wahoo would be backwards.
No, like I personally nuts and bolts. I love the gameplay of it still. Like I like the whole Lego aspect and making some weird ass fucking cars. I like making the. I like making a car. I like making a car that was like big, and then you could explode it and make a smaller one in the middle of the air, kind of like a rocket ship.
I don't know.
It wasn't a good Banjo Kazooie game, but it was a good game. Therefore, I liked it.
That's okay, I guess. It's just I'm not even like a big Banjo Kazooie fan. I just didn't like it.
I would fucking kill for Banjo 3. I remember.
I'm sure it's fine. I just did not like it.
Phil-
I wanted a platform when it first
Phil
came
Spencer
out.
was talking about, I
got
think,
the
with, I think it was IGN or it might have been someone else. And he was like, all right, bullshit aside, Phil, let's say you had the chance to revive any IP. Don't worry if it's happening or if it's not happening. No one's going to take any word for it. You had a chance to revive one IP from Microsoft. What would you do? And he said Mech Assault.
Ooh, that'd be good. Well, that's kind of still around with MechWarrior, right? It's like the same shit.
Yeah, but
It's not next
Similar but different. I
Yeah.
would actually really love fucking Chrome Hounds. If Chrome Hounds came back, that would be
You know,
phenomenal.
Chrome Hounds, I always wanted to play because I heard about how tactical it was. Because you actually had to like it was kind of like Battleship in a way, right? In the multiplayer, where you actually had to like look at a map and like
It was almost like quasi MMO where you had this gigantic sprawling battlefield that constantly updated and you fought for control of the territory and it would refresh every day with what faction controlled what territories. And the mechs were insanely customizable. It was phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. It was one of the few games that I bought to play on a buddy's 360 at the time, just because the gameplay for that was absolutely fantastic. Some of the best mech
I've
combat.
never heard about that game.
yeah, it's a go.
It was-
You always see at GameStop for like $2.
Oh, so is
Yeah,
it,
It's very cheap. Yeah.
it's very cheap, but it was online only, and the servers are down.
Yeah, so you can't play it. But it was cool from what I heard because like I said, Battleship because I thought you had to like actually like if you wanted to start shooting people. I mean, I guess you could just fight them regular.
Yeah, if you
but
want
did you
to
also
use
have
the
to like
artillery and stuff,
you had to
look
do
at the
like
map.
coordinates and shit? Yeah, like I heard that was good. Angry Joe talked about it. That's the only reason why I know. I mean, I knew what the game was, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was gonna be another fucking like Armored Core game. I'm just like
God.
at that point, like Armored Core games came out every like 5 months. I was like, I'm fucking sick of them.
Yeah, no, it's a lot more like a Steel Battalion in terms of design concepts.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a lot more realistic and heavy feeling.
I would love a Steel Battalion. I wouldn't have anywhere to put that shit, but Steel Battalion.
God, if they did a new Steel Battalion with a new controller with it,
yeah,
that'd be cool.
they'll never do it.
Would not have anywhere to put it though.
That was my issue.
Nowhere.
I really wanted that thing, but I was like, literally, there's no place I can put this.
Yeah.
No room. I had to put it
Man,
in a
if
spare
you get
bedroom
that
and just
second
leave it in the
Windows
corner.
check, I may have to bite the bullet and get one.
Yeah, you said it last time. I don't believe you.
Yeah, but last time I decided to plug in some holes in my collection.
Yeah, well, now it's
shit.
missing a giant gap for the Steel Battalion controller.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, that's one thing that hasn't shot up that much in price is the Steel Battalion stuff. It's been staying steady at what it usually is, at around $354.
Yeah, I've been really wanting for the longest time. It has nothing to do with Steel Battalion.
Food.
I've been yeah, I'm hungry. Put it in there.
Put it in there.
But no, what I've been really wanting, and of course it shot up in price recently. It usually went for like 100, 120. Is that fucking Resident Evil chainsaw controller?
Oh, did it go up? Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
I would always think
Dude,
about
that
that.
That shit's like $200, $250 now. And I almost bought it not like sometime last year. Someone was selling for like $90, and it was kind of not in the best condition, but it looked nice. It looked fine still. Like it was kind of dirty and stuff. Like the case it comes in, kind of you can clean it. It just didn't look it didn't look visually pleasing. But I should have fucking bought it. It was like $90 and like $50 shipping
that for sure.
Well, that's how much it went for back then.
And you were just like, whatever, it's gonna stay this price. Now you looked and you're like,
either that or I was like, let me just wait until I find a better one that looks nicer for like $10-15 more, and then I just kind of forgot about it, and now it's like fucking because it was like that price for the longest time. I have a feeling it'll probably drop again, but it's weird that went up. Like I get games, but a fucking controller like right now, everybody, I need games to play. I get it, but fucking controller.
I need to play with the chainsaw
especially that shitty ass controller that sucks.
I've always wanted that. It looks so fucking hideous. But
I think my GameStop. I tried it somewhere, but I think it was a GameStop or like a store like that let you like try it out. Like they had it on the display. It was like a store somewhere, and I tried it. Like I just held it. I didn't play it, but I held it. I was like, this is the weirdest fucking thing. Like, is so weird.
That's funny.
Oh, I think it was my play and trade. It was my play and trade.
Rest in peace.
It's not dead here. Well, it might be dead now, I guess.
It might be. Do we have, how many more stories do we have?
Huh?
That's it.
Oh, 2 stories? Hell yeah. All right.
That's it.
I'm gonna go.
We have a bullshit.
I'm gonna go check. I feel like there might have been something that we missed. Ghost of Tsushima. We saw that.
Yeah, we did a video for it. Go check it out.
Don't really need to talk about it because we do have a full reaction.
Looks awesome. The horse
cool.
doesn't die. You can pet the animals. There you go.
Pre-ordered it. I'm in.
I'm in.
If you don't play that thing with Japanese dub, you're playing wrong.
Yeah,
I'm sure the voice acting's fine, but it just doesn't really make sense. It just doesn't make sense for that.
And if I play New Game Plus for whatever reason, which I won't because I don't have time, but if I do, it's black and white, baby.
It always bothers me in anything when you're set in a country and the whole point of the game is where it's set to, and everybody's talking English or some
Right.
shit. Like,
You know,
even
that's
though
actually
I love Jojo Rabbit, but it fucking, even though it's a comedy, every time like when like Stephen Merchant showed up with his British accent, I was like, I mean, I love that movie. So anyway.
But no, that's actually one thing that I kind of appreciate about the Tekken games is for most part, all the characters do try to speak from their nationality they're from, which is kind of a neat little touch. Um, some characters they don't, but that's just because also English, they logic as a second primary language there in some of the countries. But I like that for most part, they do try to have all the characters actually speak their region's dialect. It's a nice little touch to that series.
So, two things. At least story-wise, Scott Pilgrim is looking like it's gonna get a re-release. Ubisoft is kind of hinting at that
Cool.
in a good
Limited
way.
run games.
Yeah, they did that at the end of
Yeah.
the year. David didn't believe me when I told him that. So hopefully that
If they
happens.
actually go through with it, it better get a fucking limited run, whether it's limited run games themselves or some.
I'm sure
kind
if
of
limited run is gonna,
better
that
get a
thing's gonna
fucking
sell
physical
out too.
release.
Yeah, they'll
They're
sell
for
out.
sure gonna
Well,
sell
no,
out.
they'll probably do a pre-order. They do the pre-orders now.
I hope so.
Like
'Cause-
Shantae would have sold out, but I'm glad they're doing a pre-order for that because they didn't have the money for it. The new Shantae
Right.
game, the collector's edition, and I have to get it.
Also, here's a funny story. So, I have a friend who doesn't really play video games, and like 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, she showed me a picture of an NES Classic. She's like, "Hey, I ordered this." I'm like, "Oh, cool." She's like, "Yeah, I want to play some video games. I just figured I'd get one of those things, play all the old stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." I was glancing at it really quick and I moved on. And then I was talking to her again, and she was like, "Yeah, I hope it gets here because I really want to play something." And I'm like, "How much did you pay for it?" And she's like, "Oh, I paid this much." And I'm like, "She paid like 50." I'm like, "I don't think you did." So I asked, I was like, "Let me see a picture of that again." Have you guys seen the Cool Baby?
Seen the what?
The Cool Baby. It's called the Cool Baby. It looks like an NES Classic,
Oh, okay.
but it has like an NES controller, but it has like 4 buttons, like the A and B are on top of each other too.
The
Okay.
fuck?
And I thought all I saw was NES Classic. I just glanced at it and moved on, thinking it was like, "Oh, you got an NES Classic. It's cool." But then it kind of clicked me. I'm like, "How would you buy that? You would have had to buy that secondhand from someone for like a lot more money than you would have spent on that." And I had no idea how big of a bootleg market there was for the classic systems because of all the. I should have figured it. I just didn't. I never came across it because I bought mine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of them are better. Like a lot of them are better.
no, well, some of them are like that Soldier Boy
They're just
console.
shitty knockoffs.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah,
that, yeah, where it's like, we have 700 or 600 games, and it's like Mario 34, and it's just like a fucking really shit mod of Mario.
yeah. Some of them are cool though. Like I forgot what the channel was, but I haven't watched it in a while. Someone would just like buy these shitty like
Right.
consoles and just review each one, and it always take it out. I'm like, oh, well, this one came packaged like you would package like a letter or some shit. Like it's just like no padding whatsoever.
Fuck.
And then some of them came and it was like in nice packaging and shit. I was like, oh, cool. And some of them were really cool. So I
Yeah.
almost bought a couple of them too.
Yeah, she got the
But,
Cool Baby.
I never
And,
heard of Cool Baby.
I didn't
Oh,
know.
wait, is it spelled normally or is it like with a
Yeah,
K?
it's Cool Baby. It's
Oh,
COOLBABY.
Yeah, I know it's spelled cool.
Yeah. So I went to that deep dive, and I was like fucking floored. I was like, holy shit, there's a huge fucking market for these, and people are not understanding what they are. And she was like, well, I feel like a dumbass because I posted that on Facebook, and she has like 2,000 friends on Facebook. She's like, and no one said anything about it. And I scrolled through her Facebook and found the post, and people were like all commenting as if it is that, but obviously it's not the NES controller. It has the 4 buttons on it, which someone like us
Bunch
would
of
catch,
fucking fake gamer friends.
like all of us would catch it in a literal heartbeat. Like if we like looked at that controller, like what the fuck? That's not real. But like everyone else is like,
Right.
oh, that's so cool. Oh hell yeah, Mario. And I'm like, oh no. And I'm looking around and seeing.
Oh, no.
I'm looking around and people are just buying this left and right. I'm like, you guys already get what you. But I looked at video comments. Like I was looking at like unboxing of that and everything. And like I was like super intrigued. I was like, all right, this is my rabbit hole for tonight. So I was looking at some people. Some of the comments were like, yeah, my someone like my girlfriend said she had it or something, And she's like, yeah, I had this and it came with that. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. And she's like, yeah, it does. And I went over it. And it's like the cool baby.
The cool baby.
And I
Cool
was
baby
too,
strikes again.
yeah, and she was like, well, if you want it, I guess I don't have any need for it because this is a piece of shit. But it only plays through AV. And I was like,
Oh,
I was like,
Jesus.
oh, I know. And I'm like, well, first off, you probably can't play that either. But second off, I was like, dude, if that played HDMI, I would have totally taken that from you because I would have loved to just
Tinker around with it.
yeah, play it on stream and look at some dumb shit on it.
Yeah.
Side note, that reminds me actually because I've been doing all this stuff. Two other games I bought this week were I rebought Mario Odyssey and I bought Mario Kart 8 for $25 each.
Yep.
So I met up with her. She sold me the games, and then she's selling them. She's like, "Yeah, my Switch got stolen, so I don't really have any need for these anymore." And what I've been trying to do is, and it kind of works out too, because I kind of feel shitty when I tell the story, but it kind of works out. Is that literally like a couple minutes prior? If you're looking for a Switch, by the way, Wario64, go look at it and just have his alerts on. And he'll tell you like if Best Buy's kind of blinking like in and out of.
PlayAsia has them in stock right now too, and they're offering Animal Crossing for free with it.
Oh, nice. How much is shipping?
That's where the devil gets you. I think it's like $30 for shipping.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad considering
yeah,
you can't get the fucking.
Yeah,
and you get a free game.
Yeah, that works out actually. I might look at that
The
right
game's
now.
still 60, so.
But I've been trying to buy some just to sell at cost locally to people. Cause fuck scalpers is literally they just keep buying them and fucking putting them for like $4.50. I'm like, fuck that. But I told her, I was like, hey, are you looking for a new one? She's like, yeah. I was like, well, I literally just bought one like literally 2 minutes ago if you want that. She's like, yeah. And I was like kind of thinking about like, well, that's kind of shitty. You already sold me your games. So but it worked out too because I went back on OfferUp like later like next day and some guy was selling the same games for like that low price too. So I shot her the page. She's like, oh cool, I might grab that. So she's gonna buy the Switch off me, I think. So that works out for her. But
cool. You get her
yeah.
games and you sell your shitty Switch.
Shitty Switch. It's a brand new Switch.
Whatever. It ain't mine, so it's shit.
It's got the battery life too, which I don't realize how shit the battery life is because I never really played handheld too much until Animal Crossing, in which case I'm like, god damn, that battery fucking sucks.
Yeah, it does.
And over time it gets even worse.
Yeah, so it's been shit now. My god.
3 years later, and I'm playing fucking Trials of Mana, and I'm like 2 hours, and it's already dead.
And it's a slow charge too, so it's not even like one that like you plug in and it just kind of zooms up. It's like you're playing while it's plugged in. It's creeping slow.
Yeah.
Whew. I can't wait for that Pro though. Definitely gonna
Wait
upgrade
for
my
that
game.
Pro dough.
Hopefully.
That Pro dough.
Also, Green Spirit says, I heard the Yakuza English dub was awful.
Yeah, it was fucking god awful atrocious.
Wait,
back in the PS2 when they released the games originally, they did English voice acting for them. Not fucking good. Picture even cornier Shenmue.
Hell yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
But no. Yakuza is definitely way more dramatic than Shenmue.
Yeah, you gotta play that.
Unless you're doing any of the side shit, then it's just like goofball bullshit.
Goofball bullshit. That'll be
I like
it.
The Japanese are so great because they take their primary story so seriously in any game, and then when it comes to all the side shit, it's all fucking and just like we'll talk about Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII, every side thing is like I lost my ducks or whatever, and you gotta go fucking find or cats or whatever, and it's all dumb goofy shit.
And then next you're fighting these fucking poltergeist looking motherfuckers.
Yeah. Fighting these demons and stuff. Like all the kids that come here die, and then the next thing you do, you're dancing on the fucking stage.
And Johnny's here. He's like, I gotta get in.
I gotta fuck Tifa. Whatever. It's just like,
but no, I'm so excited for you to play through the Yakuza games, Adrian. I've said it multiple times.
That guy.
Yakuza 0 is my spirit animal. I just.
That guy still hasn't. I mean, I can still play it right now. Like to be fair, I'm still kind of. I still want the games. I would like
first
to.
Two are on it right now.
I would like to just like go through and just play them on one console. That'd be nice. But that guy, I don't think that guy sold the lot yet. Which that dude did offer 140. It's like you're kind of insane, man. That's not the worst deal in the world, but that's like not a great deal for you. But whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Trivia.
Right.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Pointing to the sky.
Okay. I took a
Reach for
couple
the sky.
screenshots of lots. How do you guys want to do it? Do you guys want to do it like closest without going over?
Just show it, and then we both kind of give our bid.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we'll just go with whatever number's closer then.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Makes sense.
All right.
Closest without going
Price
over.
is Right.
Yeah, we got a full Price is Right. Closest without going over.
Yeah. When he says 250, I'm gonna say 251.
Yeah, no, let's not do that because you guys are going to one up each other.
No, but if it's below 250, then he wins. So automatically he wins. Right?
No, well, because you went over, so you both would have lost. That's what I'm saying. So
Oh
let's
no
just
no
go
no
with
no
the
no
closer.
no. That's not what I meant with price. Not exactly
Yeah.
like price.
All right.
So-
All right.
I meant do prices right shit where I'm like $1 ahead of him.
All right. First lot. And I'm going to tell you right now. Some of these lots might be fair. I'm not even going to tell you. Maybe they're all not fair. Maybe they are fair. Who knows? But some of these lots might be worthwhile or might not be. You'll see. First lot.
Okay. Button Kaita. That's a Fire Emblem Wii game. Harry Potter. Well, see, this is the thing. Melee, Metroid.
Sports games, though.
Yeah, but there's a lot of really like Baten Kaitos. I think is now like a $60 game. Fire Emblem's like fucking what 90 now on Wii.
Yeah.
Harry Potter. I know that's Sorcerer's Stone. That one's worth a lot. I think it's Sorcerer's Stone.
Gamer's Choice.
Melee's 40 still. Wind Waker's like 40, 50. Metroid Prime's like 20. I just say 300. I'd say 300.
I'm gonna go 250.
All right. Final answers?
Yeah.
Sure. Oh god. Yeah.
Jeez. All right.
Point score. Yeah,
Yep.
it wasn't badly priced. It was like kind of like around where you should if you do a best offer too.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When you're doing lots, you shouldn't sell it all as if that's how much it should be. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean?
you're
'Cause
going
people
for-
aren't buying lots. Oh, I need every one of those games.
Yeah, you're
you know,
going for
there's
lower for the convenience of getting rid of it all at once.
At least drop it like 10% of actual. At least that one might even be more than it's worth. Like if, you have to also take in consideration the disc shape. Each disc.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're not all going to be great. There's no way.
But
You can get a
you
lot of like great looking games, and one of them's going to be like questionable.
you'd be able to make your money back probably off that if
Oh yeah, most of it, most likely, yeah.
make it out for 280 right now. Fuck it.
Yeah, if you do 280, I guess that'll be okay. I think that. Let me see how much box goes now. Yeah, maybe shouldn't.
Nah, that's a little bit too high. If it was like, if I can get right 200 for sure, I would.
Yeah, 200 easily because you can make that up and halfway with just Fire Emblem alone.
Yeah,
No,
I bought kind of.
Fire Emblem-
Actually, no,
Radiant
that
Dawn was like 60.
Oh, does
Well,
it?
Yeah.
which Batin Kaitos game is that? Can you tell?
Eternal Wings.
Eternal Wing. That's the first game. Yeah, that's like $40. The second one's like $80.
All right, so yeah, probably not then. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right. Point score. Next lot.
Simpsons is I know 40. I sold it recently for that. Pokemon's like 20. I think everything else is like maybe 10 each, maybe.
I'm gonna say 120.
Okay.
I'm gonna say one. Yeah, I'm gonna say 170. All right,
Oh, yeah.
All right.
that's not bad.
I was hoping you'd say 121.
Comparatively, I thought you were gonna do like crazy.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to like keep it, throw you guys
Okay.
off base a little bit.
Gotta keep us guessing.
All right.
Look.
Next lot. There's 5 of these, by the way.
Mario Kart, Army Men, Pac-Man World 2, and Versus. What's right below that?
Star Wars Rogue Leader.
I'll say 50. No, that'd be okay actually if it was 50. I'd say 80.
Okay, David.
That one's probably gonna be crazy though. Watch.
I'll put it at 60.
That one's probably gonna be crazy. Big fucking 100.
Wow.
Okay. I guess 100's not bad. I mean, it's not great, but
Not
comparatively,
good, but
yeah. Mario Kart's like 40. Everything else is like 10 to 15, maybe. That better be $15, no more. I'd say they probably 30. I'd say
I'm gonna say 31.
okay. It's gonna be Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Backfired on me.
Yeah, so
All
that's
right.
pretty good.
All right, so I think Gore wins because you have 3 now, right?
Yeah, Gore wins.
All right, but we're
Oh,
gonna
is that it?
do one more. Yeah, we'll do one more though.
Yeah,
For
let's
fun.
do another one.
This one's gonna be an interesting one. With the GameCube.
Ooh.
Is it Underground? I think it's
Let's
Underground.
see if I can.
Ooh. Yikes. I think it's Underground. You can just tell us what the
yeah.
names are. Just tell us-
X-Men, yeah, Need for Speed Underground, Ratatouille, Toadstool Tour, Sunshine, and then Battle for Bikini Bottom is loose.
that one's that's like okay.
1 GameCube controller, 1 Mad Catz controller, 1 Mad Catz memory card, and then the rest of the AV stuff for the GameCube.
I'll say 150.
150. David.
I'll go 200.
I got it.
237.
Fuck out of
These
here.
lots are from Mercury. Super Flash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I've been wanting to get Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 because I never actually played that.
That's a good one. Hey, get
I kind of don't want to now because I'm gonna play the.
You have your
Master.
Xbox. You have your Xbox set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, go play on Xbox.
Also, I'm just gonna.
I never.
I'm just gonna get a Pro Skater 1 and 2, which I
What's
pre-ordered.
the one? Oh, go ahead. You pre-ordered a collector's edition.
Yeah, it was available at GameStop, so I figured why not. And I'll probably just flip
it. Was only $100. I was actually surprised when I heard about it.
I'm probably gonna end up keeping it because I'm paying an extra $40 for a skate deck.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad for a skate deck.
No, but
I'm not even a skater.
I could probably flip that too. Because those things sold out.
Yeah.
You can flip it.
You can flip it. Oh,
all right. So now David loses a point. So Gore, you're in. No.
I already won anyway. So
yeah. Let me see what the scores are at.
Unless
now.
you got another one, maybe we could tie it. Nah. All right. Well, I won.
Unfortunately, David, season 2 of trivia, you're not looking hot. Gore, you're at 7 points.
So going
David,
much like season 1.
No, season 1, you guys were pretty dead even for a while.
We're even for a little while.
Right now it's just bad. Right now, Gore, you're at 7. David, you're at 2.
You know what? You should bring back the.
Didn't David win the first one too? So now it's like David's won one since.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was like one.
Did he win one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say you should bring back the game franchises, where when we send a bunch of franchises we know, and then you make questions. But I know then you have to do. Then you have to actually do something. So.
Yeah, I'll do something like that soon. And then
I feel like you did better with those.
And the music one, I really like the music one.
Yeah.
But,
we do have one more music one saved.
You do win the music ones, but I feel like those take so fucking long.
Yeah,
they do.
And we want to condense the podcast. Like, if you can make a short one, then fine.
If it's a short week, some week, and we don't have anything set up, we'll do one of those.
There'll never be a short week, especially since we have like 25 games gone by and like 5 million other things we want to do with topics.
We only have a couple games gone by, but unfortunately, those are long games gone by.
Yeah. Well, 4. And Shadow Colossus will be long. We'll be talking about each fucking Colossus. That was cool.
I think I meant game lengthwise for the games.
No, the topics don't matter. We're fucking. That's just us talking about it on this fucking stupid ass podcast.
All right. Then now that that's done. What else do we have?
Happy 2-month anniversary, Adrian. Re-up my sub for you.
What? Oh. Did it
Re-up
show?
the sub.
Did it show?
Did it show?
Fuck.
Did it show?
No, the John Wick
show?
thing hasn't been working that well.
I
gotta redo all that.
It's confirmed it did not pop up.
Did it show?
Let's see. Let me see.
You gotta start reading my super chats.
Yeah, I'll see if I can edit it later. All right. There's that. The trivia's done. I think we're done with it now. So let's just do some Final Fantasy VII Remake spoiler talk.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Let me transition into here. Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
FF7 Remake Spoilercast. Anyone listening right now, if you do not want to be spoiled by FF7 Remake, get out of here. Because I am completely new to FF7, aside from now playing the first half of Remake in the OG version. We'll keep it only to Remake, and that's it. We're only talking Remake. We're not talking about stuff that could happen, stuff that may happen, stuff that'll happen outside of this game. Everything is condensed only on the disc of Remake, and later on, sometime this summer, we will do a part 2 when I finish FF7 original and when Gore plays it too. We will go through and we will do a deep dive into like theories and where the story can go and how old we're gonna be when the last part comes out. You know, that good stuff.
If we're alive.
So, again, you don't want spoilers for this.
Fuck off.
Goodbye.
Anyway, if you're here, let's fucking spoil this shit. So, this is our first spoiler cast officially for a game, I think, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
We did a Sonic one, right?
Oh, the movie? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I think we've
Sonic Forces?
We only labeled Sonic as a spoiler cast on here, but yeah, games
And
got
I think
count,
Infinity War we did one for too.
Yeah, so we
like
don't
a brief one. Like,
we don't really spoil too many games on here. But
games gone by.
Yeah, well, besides that. But yeah, so we're gonna go through and just completely spoil and dissect this. As I said, this is my first go through with the game. I'm probably one of the very few, I feel like, maybe that bought this game, played this game without a history or knowledge of the first.
Yeah, you'd think that, but I see a lot of people saying there's a couple people I know that have said I never played the first game. Like, they probably know about the first game. I'm sure you know a lot of this.
I know a lot of it too, but I'm curious.
Like, there's no way if you know anything about any game. Like, you heard one game, you know a major spoiler from Final Fantasy VII. But yeah, like, I'm actually surprised by how many people never played the original. Like, I haven't played it in a very long time. I haven't played it. I used to play a lot of games, older games, with a friend of mine. We're not friends anymore. But just dropped that right there. But we used to play a lot of games, and that was one of them. That was a great game. Didn't understand anything about the story when I was a kid.
You can't.
And
read
after well, yeah, of course. There was no voice acting, so. And if
so
there was,
translation was terrible back then.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know that until I was a kid. I didn't fucking know. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's been a long time, but I'm surprised by how many people actually didn't play.
I genuinely thought that it would have been like primarily people that have only played FF7.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like if you get right down to percentage wise, I'm sure it's like 70% of people have played it before, but even that 30% is surprising considering it's one of the most popular games of all time, like one of the most critically acclaimed ones too.
Right.
And this is also knowledge your. Oh, sorry, guys.
It's disingenuous to say I've never played FF7. I played I have the PS1 Classic. I think I tried like the first 20 minutes of it, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And I do know like the major spoiler in FF7 that everyone knows, but that's it. And even then, I'm kind of curious because it's up in the air what could happen maybe.
Yeah,
again, we're gonna keep things.
So towards the end of this, I'm like,
yes, but again, we're gonna keep everything contained inside of.
Yeah, but it's not so like.
It's not like,
I don't want to get.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna spoil anything. But isn't it so cool to go into the next one not knowing, even though it's the next, I guess, not even half, and the next 85% of the game is the rest. I'm assuming. I'm sure they'll make probably 2 more games or something like that. But if they don't, let's just say the next part is the last part for it somehow.
It has to be
Fingers
a trilogy.
crossed.
I feel like it has to be a trilogy.
But let's just hope it isn't, because then we'll have to wait another 6 years for the fucking next one. Just imagine how nice it would be going into that, going like, that's Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I don't know where the fuck it's gonna go. Like,
are they gonna do some wild old school Walking Dead shit where they throw some curveball at you, and you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah. Except that would be like fucking, and then it cuts to black, and you have to wait fucking next season or next episode.
7 years.
Yeah. Negan shows up.
Sephiroth says some Negan shit.
Hey, he's in Tekken, so Negan's in Tekken, so he might show up, you know.
Yeah, he technically in Tekken is with Noctis in the FF universe, so.
Exactly. Well, I'm just imagining the scene with Negan and everybody on their knees and stuff.
You're gonna see Barrett there. You're gonna see Aaron, Tifa.
You can have a nail.
Yeah. Oh, Barrett's totally the I should have spoiled.
Yeah.
Is that guy?
Barrett's gonna say, "Suck my nuts."
Suck my nuts, and then Negan's gonna be like, "This is familiar. This is suck my nuts." And you see those ghost thing going around, Barrett. Yeah. Whispers. Excuse me. Anyway, we should probably get into the actual thing.
Yeah. So
The one thing I was going to mention is not only is this your first time playing a Final Fantasy VII story in general, but this is really your first Final Fantasy, right? You haven't really touched the series?
No, I haven't touched any of the Final Fantasy games. So
just fine. I would say a lot of them aren't worth it.
A lot of the older ones are worth it.
A lot of the older ones are for sure.
I think the most like curious I ever was.
After 10.
The most curious I was.
11 is okay. Or not 11, I'm sorry. 12 is okay, but I never finished 12. I just kind of got like,
The most curious I ever was 13, just because that was the Xbox debut. And not owning PlayStation stuff. I was like, oh, maybe I'll get 13, but I never did.
Yeah. You thought this game was fucking linear?
I thought it was linear, but I don't mind it, though.
This game, 13 is like fucking, like literally like Call of Duty line design. It's just like you go down the fucking line, just go.
I see. The only thing I have with it is they have too much. They hit you with fake freedom, you know, where it's like, oh look, like this is a map, we got these cool things, but like you're still not. They make it like it's not linear enough for me to feel comfortable with it, like running in a straight line, you know. Because they make it like add like turns, way too many turns for me to be like, oh, okay, I can go that way, but then it's like a cut off corner. It's like just let me go in that way, but take away the map and just like actually like really like define where I'm going, as opposed to making it so kind of I still felt kind of convoluted with everything, where there's still kind of too many nooks and crannies for me to feel okay about it.
Most of the game, I didn't even understand why there was a mini map. Like you can turn the mini map off whenever you want, but like I was just like, why is there a mini map at all? Like,
right?
I don't get it. Like during when you're in the more open areas, that makes sense because the town looks similar. So you're like, I don't know where the fuck I am right now. But when you're in one of the many facilities you're in, and it's just like you can go this way or this way. All right, I'll go this way. Oh, it's a dead end with a fucking with a chest. I'm like, all right.
That's where a lot of and before just nitpicking right now, we'll get to the beef of it. I felt like that was like the laziest part. I felt like where it's like, oh, there's a nook and cranny. What's gonna be there? Oh, there's a chest. Like it didn't feel like I found that. You know, it's like, oh, there's obviously gonna be something around this corner. It didn't really feel rewarding. Whereas like Persona, I felt like if I went around a corner, there was something there. It was like, oh, cool, there's something around there. You know, where it's like kind of surprised you with what was around each corner, and it kind of like treated you well, like for spending your time doing that. But yeah.
Yeah, there was like actual exploration in the palaces.
Right. But yeah, so what's this is, I said my history. Let's talk about you guys' history with this. So
I guess I already.
All right.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I played it. I'm not gonna lie, like that story is convoluted as fuck. So it's something that I didn't remember much of. Like I remember like the big moments, obviously, but I like Genova and stuff like that. Which you get a taste of Genova at the end of this, which is a little weird, but.
Can I? So let me ask this, as someone who has not played Kingdom Hearts, what were the Kingdom Hearts moments? Because I don't know what that means to you guys.
I didn't say
so. Just the way and how like the characters are presented, like the new character they introduce in this game, the soldier.
I liked him. I've defended him.
Of fucking Nomura Kingdom Hearts style writing and character.
Which soldier?
Roach, that guy that shows up for like Roach. One chapter, and he's on the motorcycle. And he's in the motorcycle scene.
Okay.
I don't know. I like it. He's so over the top and ridiculous.
Kingdom Hearts, and it's the same fucking character.
You can say that, but he just felt like typical anime character. Like he showed up and he's like
exactly like Kingdom Hearts.
I know. Well, sure, but Kingdom Hearts has like the terrible fucking dialogue, like my heart in your heart. He comes in, he's like woo. I'm like, all right, I get behind a guy that goes woo. Like
he literally is that meme of all I care about is motorcycle.
Hey, hold up. Slight breaking news. That's kind of cool, Gore, that you might actually enjoy.
What
is Pac-Man Live Studio announced for Twitch? You can play co-op multiplayer and publish your own mazes with Pac-Man.
What?
Yeah, on Twitch.
I don't get. Wait, I don't
I'll
get
it. I'll for a stream at some point.
You can on Twitch on the website. You can actually make your own Pac-Man mazes and play cooperate with friends and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
That's neat.
Hell yeah.
That's why you're Core on Thursday, baby. Now we're catching the breaking news when it happens.
Yeah, though. Breaking news.
Pac-Man. Hell yeah.
Pac-Man on Twitch.
Sorry to interrupt. So I know people were saying like some Kingdom Hearts characters, and I don't know. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts yet.
Plus, also the final boss in this game felt like I was just fighting a giant fucking Heartless from Kingdom Hearts.
He just looked like he looked like what's the big guy in DMC5? Like I never finished DMC5.
Specific.
Well, the guy in the beginning that's like sitting on the chair, he just got all the black.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. He just looks like big dude. And to be honest, that thing's in the game for 10 minutes. It's whatever.
So okay, so we're gonna be kind of sporadic, and then we'll start hitting the big parts because I just got a lot of thoughts about this. In terms of Sephiroth, where's that? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, Sephiroth shows up for 30 minutes of this game. You don't see Sephiroth until later.
It's the Skip David episode. Goddamn.
Huh? Maybe Skip David. He wasn't done talking. Adrian.
About his history. You started talking about your history and then moving on.
Adrian's a terrible
move on from David.
He's a terrible friend.
You should have picked Nocturne. I don't know what to tell you.
You should have picked Nocturne.
You should blame Gore for picking us.
Oh, it's my fault that you picked a terrible fucking game. Okay.
So
I coded the fucking game. All right, I did it. I'm the winner or the loser in this situation.
You're gonna see executive producer of Nocturne, Christopher.
It's me. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, David.
Okay,
I don't know why I'm saying. I don't know why I'm apologizing. He interrupted you.
Yeah,
now Chris is gonna be super nice to you. Like, oh man, dude, I'm so sorry.
Let's team up, Adrian.
Even Gore is now at that point where he just feels really bad. He's like, oh shit, maybe we should release the breakup.
Get on with it. Hurry up.
All right. So I talked about this a little bit in our top favorite games podcast episode. My history with the game, it's the reason why I bought a PlayStation. They played it at a friend's house, and that was like, nope, I'm getting a PlayStation because Final Fantasy is the way I got to go. So it was my first real RPG I played. It was my first Final Fantasy. And while, like I alluded to earlier in the podcast, it's not something I put in my top 5. It's definitely number 6. But not top 5. It's definitely one that holds a lot of special value. It's a game that is very convoluted, make no mistake, especially with the bizarre English translation we got originally. But it's one that does a really good job of endearing you to its cast. And it was kind of revolutionary for the time because it was also the first kind of multicultural Final Fantasy. It was their first attempt to really kind of get the feel of you're getting a weird misfit band together. All the other Final Fantasy games had that kind of generic medieval sci-fi blend to them, but it all was homogenous in theme and tone. And the original 7 had such a important theme of loss to it, which we'll get into more of my thoughts of how it's handled in the remake. But but no, it was a good game. Not my favorite Final Fantasy by any means, but it was still a very important game to what got me into RPGs. I mean, it was my first RPG, and it's a game that holds a lot of value still to me. And I replayed it a little bit earlier in last year when we were starting up the podcast. I talked about playing it with the Remake mod. And now I kind of want to finish it just to refresh myself on a couple things. But it's a game that, again, I've played through like 30 some odd times. So I remember most of the game.
All right.
I played it once.
All right. Sephiroth now.
Yeah.
So this is my first major fucking complaint with this goddamn game. He should not be in here this goddamn fucking much. Like,
it didn't bother me at all. I mean, I think the original game did it perfectly, but they really built up with him. Sure, of course, because you don't see him until much later, and the first time you even like really get a big intro is really when he kills all the people in the Shinra Corp. You don't, at least I don't remember. You don't see him, right?
Thing I want to bitch about at some point.
So without spoiling too much of the original, if
you see him later,
if the remake had been done more like the original, would we have seen Sephiroth like at all?
Yes. You would have.
You probably see him at the
not him himself, but you would have seen his work. So you remember towards the end when Sephiroth, when they have like all the kills the president there, and you have everything else going on. The way it was done in the original is when you're in prison, you actually have a scene where they capture you, they throw you in prison cells, and then all of a sudden, as your group's kind of talking, system goes out, power goes out, doors open, you look around, and there's this huge fucking blood trail, and you just follow it, and it's like, oh shit, this is someone's handiwork here, and it leads you to the Genova cell where he had pulled her out, and it's like, what the fuck is that ugly thing? Barrett says exactly, which I would have loved to have hear Barrett fucking say in this one. God damn. What the fuck is that ugly ass headless motherfucker? But then you go ahead and you see, and Sephiroth's sword's in the back of the present. He's fucking tilted over his desk. And Cloud's like, fuck, that's Sephiroth's sword. Shit, this is Sephiroth's work. And the way that the game kind of built it up originally, and it's a very minor kind of spoiler for what happens after, but that's when the group finally is introduced to Sephiroth, is they see his handiwork of fucking up Shinra HQ. Cloud then goes into his flashback about talking about Sephiroth after the events of Shinra Mansion. You guys go to a little side village, and then as you're leaving that side village, you come across the swamp where they're talking about like this huge serpent that you got to be careful for because it fucks people up. And then you get there and you see a corpse.
I'm not trying again. I'm trying not to get too.
Yeah.
You're getting too into like stuff that I want to experience firsthand in OG.
Fair. But
so the question was, would I see him in this game if it was like the original?
Fair. Yes, but I feel the build-up is done a lot better in the original.
That's what I was saying. I was saying that too. I just feel like the first time you don't see him, but the first time you get an actual like Sephiroth, like he's there is in that office. Stuff.
And Kitase, I believe it was, one of the producers for this game. I understand their reasoning for it. They said that with the remake, you can't do the surprise of Sephiroth a second time. And I get that logic. They're like, everyone coming into this, if they've played the
you blow your load way too quick. Just they're not going to expect, here it is!
So literally, and this is the design philosophy they have with this game, which is my biggest issue with it, is they're like, we're just going to throw it in there. And then they liked it so much, they kept doing it. And no one stopped them. And that this remake reeks of that, of just they had an idea, so they want to throw it in, and then they didn't stop throwing it in. And so that's why we have Sephiroth as a constant looming presence throughout this game. Is they're like, he's not going to be a surprise, really, so let's throw hints of him. Because originally the concept was he was still going to be in the game, but as this kind of looming presence that just kind of occasionally would show up and just be menacing and threatening to the party. And then like, no, let's throw him into as much as possible and really bring him in here.
Now, when you, again, David, without tanging, Sephiroth, is he as vague of a person as he is in this game?
Well, you learn way more about him later, for sure.
Okay, because I don't know
way more. You know everything about him towards the end.
I don't fucking know a goddamn thing about Sephiroth, really. Like, not much. Like, I hear bits and pieces, but I still don't understand his point.
You'll understand it, right? Unless they change it, I guess.
They hint to it a little bit, but you won't get those hints that they're dropping now without the context of the original game. But no, by the end of the game, the main story does focus on kind of Sephiroth, and so you'll understand his whole character backstory and his motivations by then. And then there's also like other little side quests that just kind of add to the lore of it all. I won't go into any details, but there's some side quests that impact other character members in your party that you get later on. So it all kind of weaves in and kind of explains everyone's backstory and how they all somehow can connect to Sephiroth on some level. Every character has some kind of impact by Sephiroth.
Okay. Now, Gore, you're okay with it though, with how he showed up.
Yeah, I was okay because it felt like it was more like he was being haunted by him. Maybe a couple too many headache moments, and then Sephiroth's just like, just like staring at him. But like, I didn't mind him showing up in the beginning because I thought that scene was pretty well done, where he's in the alleyway and he's just
I thought it was cool, but I could see him showing up too much though. But then I guess you have to sell later on saying, hey, he's part of this game.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming. But and the way that this game ends, I don't feel like was like one of those things where like it's hinting at more for him. Like, I mean, it felt like at the end it's just like, here's a threat, and the next game will show that threat some more. Where like if they did what the original game did, then it would be like, all right, what the fuck happened? Like just some guy killed some people and then the game ends. You're like, oh, all right.
See, that's
more interesting, sure, but like for more people, like an epic ending, like we have to fucking fight this guy at the end or whatever. I feel like really, I don't know, for a game like Final Fantasy, I think like a game this, when it comes to its story, it's convoluted, but it's also very obvious in its dialogue. Like just what?
I'll get into my rants about that as we get to like talking about the end game spoilers of this, but it's one of those things like I kind of get the direction that they were going for with this iteration of Sephiroth. This iteration of Sephiroth is definitely more aware of what's kind of happening and is a lot more of a present threat because of that. There's definitely, with the way they changed the story, it's kind of, I will admit, it's kind of interesting the different direction they're going, because there's almost like a twinge of him being a threat, but not necessarily an enemy here.
See, like I said, I don't understand his presence.
Yeah, I mean, right now you won't. But
doesn't that kind of feel like, that feels weird? I don't know. I feel like I spent 40 hours to this game.
Well, the way they like put, because if like, that's what I was saying, like you think that's weird. Like imagine just at the end a new guy shows up, you don't know who he is, and he just kills a bunch of people, and then the game ends. You'd be like, what the fuck? Like they just pulled that out of their ass. So, like,
no. I get that he was there. I'm just still. It's like I don't understand. I still don't get him though. Like.
Yeah, you don't get him until way later into the game. So immediately when we heard that this was going to be only a part of the original game, we already knew, like, yeah, you're not going to get too much of Sephiroth, but you got way more than I thought. Even when I heard that he's going to be in a lot, we still got way more than I thought we would get. I thought he would be sprinkled here and there, and then at the end. But it's more like when it's sprinkled, it's like fucking just they overdosed on the sprinkles.
No. Like, and again, I agree. But for like someone new like me, because that's where I land with this game. It's a good game. I think it's super fun. I think to get the mileage you need out of this game, you have to have played the original.
Yes,
I feel like it's so hard to love this game if you have no history with it. Like it's very hard for me to love it. Like I don't understand what's going on still. Like they say the journey continues. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck.
Unknown. Well, it says even at the end, the unknown journey continues.
It reeks of bad planning. It reeks of we also know what we're doing, so we're just kind of just big chilling right now. And I'm like,
because that's the thing is like with Sephiroth in this, they give some context clues, some that were still part of the original story at that point in time.
Let me interrupt you really quick. No, I know I'm saying this in a way because I want to add to that. Is that they give you context clues, but are the context clues stuff that you'd only catch if you've played the original?
Some of them yes, but some of them no.
Okay. What? Like weird spoilers. So just say like one of them.
So like for what's specifically in Remake, they mentioned that he was a famous soldier, that he was the war hero. Yeah. And they talk a little bit about Wu-Tai and the war that happened with there. So that gives you a context clue, a little bit about his background. Yeah. And as you go through the game, you understand that Soldier is definitely an elite fighting force, but not necessarily good guys based on how Shinra runs things. And then you know that based on the dialogue towards the end, something happened with Sephiroth because they're like, what? I thought we struck him from the records. I thought he was gone. We officially said this motherfucker was dead. What's going on here? And, he's connected to Genova. And those are the context clues you're kind of given up to that point that you would understand without playing the original. There's a lot of other ones thrown in there. A lot of fucking other ones thrown in there that if you played the original, it's like, wait, why are they talking about this now? Like there's one scene with that talks about Cloud's background a lot that I'm surprised they fucking threw in, that a character mentions that I'm not going to say because it would reveal exactly what I'm talking about. I think Gore might know what I'm talking about.
I think it
with Cloud's whole background. And I'm like, wait, why are you talking about this? And then they have a clever moment with it. It's like, okay, now you're trying to hide it again. But I still find it really weird. And that's why I was really hoping you had played this before we went into this, because there's so much that, as much as you can keep it in the context of this game, it really is like the rebuild of Evangelion.
And I get that. I think
full understanding of it, you had to have gone to the original first.
See, and I get that. I agree with it. I kind of also wanted to keep a unique perspective into the fact that if we don't have it, that you have to, because we'll have that talk. We will have that talk sometime in the next couple of years.
You just didn't want to play the game.
Yeah, fuck that game. We will have that in the next couple. Like
it's old. Yucky.
Gears go.
No autosave. Ew.
No, like we will have that in the next like couple like maybe months, sometime this summer probably. We will
So
have
I'm gonna try to. Oh, good.
I just think it'd be better to have a talk like this, restrain it a little bit, because we will have that talk eventually still. But
I mean,
We will
definitely
have
just
that
different
talk.
perspective,
let me
'cause-
for example, this is totally off the beaten path. So actually, something I really liked came out today on Shudder is called Blood Machines, which is a like 80s neon vibe, almost Blade Runner-esque. Uh,
I heard about it. Yeah.
dude. So it's a
that sounds
Yeah,
right up
yeah.
my alley.
it's a sequel to a music video made from the same director, and the same person who made that song is also doing the score. Everyone loved that music video so much, they're like, hey, fucking make a movie out of this. Like, all right, cool, I'll do it. And I swear to God, like the song is called Turbo Killer. That's the song that the music video is based off of, or this movie's based off of.
All right.
It's literally the pinnacle of, and by the way, follow me with this as I'm going. It's the pinnacle of everything I love in like, in my style and fashion and everything, like the way I like to think of stuff. It's like whenever anyone asks about me or like what I like, I point to that music video and say that, exactly that. It's so fucking wild and weird and awesome and fucking stylish. I love it. And then they made a movie about it, which is like 3 episodes long, 15 minutes each, about 45 minutes, a 50-minute long movie. And I wrote a review for it last night today. That it's a very weird world. It throws you in there. It doesn't tell you a lot about it. It expects you to kind of grasp on the details. It's wild. There's weird shit happening left and right. There's not that much dialogue. It looks fucking incredible. Like that movie is like literally
Ooh,
how I felt with Blade Runner 2049, where it's like it's just fucking gorgeous. I just want to look at this all day. I'm mashing F5 trying to fucking wait for the 4K leftovers from their Kickstarter to show up.
I'm watching the music video and just kind of scrolling through, and goddamn, this is 100% up my alley.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. That music video is literally like what I point to. Like I actually, like that was like something I just fucking love. And yeah, that movie is literally 50 minutes of that. But it throws you in a world where it just does not handhold you, but it expects you to be smart enough to follow along with it. Now, with FF7 Remake being so condensed, but yet maximized to its like for what I played.
It's like the Hobbit movies.
Yeah. For what I saw was like, and we saw on stream. If you want, back in my archive, probably about a week or two ago, I played FF7 for the first time like thoroughly, like at least like a couple hours, and I got through what I thought was half of the remake, and that floored me because I was like, I knew this.
Yeah.
I knew the.
I guess to say that is a little weird because
I'm sure that
it's like the cliff notes of Final Fantasy VII Remake now.
Right.
It's just like
it's funny
all
though,
the fillers out of there, fuck it, and it's just like, all right, here you go, here. Same story. But
it's like Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Yeah, it's Dragon Ball Z Kai.
We're just gonna rip out 70 episodes. Here we go.
Yeah, but like it threw me off because I knew there was filler. Everyone told me that, but I didn't know that extent. Like I thought, because in fact you could watch it, is you could see me when we're in Sector 7. I assumed I was gonna come back. I'm like, all right, whatever. I fucked up and I didn't explore like I wanted to. I'll come back here and explore later, right? Like obviously I spent so much time in that fucking part in FF7 Remake, right? And I don't know if I am still. I mean, I don't really want to know, but we'll see if I come back or not. But either way, is what I'm saying is that I just skipped the whole part. That was like a whole ass chapter in fucking in Remake. But it's so weird because like they wanted to flesh out the characters, and the characters are phenomenal. Like at least what I got, like I loved everyone. Like and I could get the feeling when I was playing through, I was like, these motherfuckers were barely in the original. I bet these guys are like.
I absolutely loved what they did with Aerith, especially.
Oh, Aerith's great. Yeah. Towards the end, they really do. At that point in the game, she is not the same at all.
No.
In Resident Evil, what the fuck? Too many remakes. In FF7 remake, original. God damn it!
Are you saying Aerith?
Aerith.
This is totally off topic again too. Did you guys see the? Did you guys see the the tweets that went around of the girl that I forget her name.
Yeah, yeah.
Ikumi.
Brianna White. Are you talking about?
No. Ikumi,
No?
the girl that showed off what's that Bethesda game, the Ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the voice. I thought you were talking about the.
Yeah,
I thought you
yeah.
were talking about the voice actress that played Aerith reacting to her own scenes.
No, I did save that video.
She's a Twitch streamer. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that. No, it's funny because that girl.
I think her name's Brianna.
Someone made a joke tweet saying, "Breaking E3 2020, Ikumi will announce at Bethesda's E3 conference her OnlyFans account." And then she popped in and said, she had the question mark face, and she said, "Excuse me, Sensei, what is an OnlyFans account?" And then someone replied back saying, "Some people pay for your lewd pictures," and she showed like that worried face, and then people were like, saying, "No, we have to keep her like precious and like safe. We have to keep her shield away from this." And then she responded to someone saying, "To everyone who is worried, thank you. But all I have to say is remember this," and it's that quote from Aerith in the game saying, "I'll rip them off."
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm glad they kept that line. That's a line.
I agree. That was such a
I was
great
waiting
fucking
for it.
thing they do with the remake.
I was waiting for it too because I that was like one of the few things I remember from when I was a kid because that line where you just they keep escalating. It's just like, oh, I'll smash them.
I love that zoom in on her face too. I'll rip them off.
Yeah, one of my favorite gifts right now is her fucking with the chair.
Yes.
Yeah, the chair.
Which going from that to the Showtime with Makoto and Haru doing the fucking wrestling ring steel chair attack, man, that was just a beautiful combo for me.
Right.
Doing that back to back.
You get more chair shots in fucking games now than you do in fucking WWE. What's going on, man?
Yeah, what the fuck, WWE? Fuck you, Vince.
Yeah.
Dude,
cuts all your wrestlers.
It's
for
funny,
my
like,
amusement.
Dude, this game almost felt like a fucking like dating simulator, like a Persona at the second. It's like, man, they're really making all these girls like you want to date all these girls.
Well, yeah.
That was
there was two. Now you have three.
Yeah, Jessie is so awesome, dude. I love Jessie so much. She is such an incredible character, and I know for sure. Obviously, I mentioned this, and it's like the most obvious thing for anyone coming in that knows there's filler. Obviously, the scene with the house was filler, like that was or brand new.
That was great, though.
And that was extremely well done.
I don't count that as filler though.
Well,
like filler, I count. Yeah, just new stuff. But friggin'
that was good. That was good filler. Like that was like exactly
so much filler in this game is useless. Every single side quest is useless filler. Every single one of them. I can't think of one I like.
But yeah.
Side quest. So dancing's not a side quest. That was part of the story. So
so there was a lot of weird moments where it just kind of like. It just took so long to do certain stuff where I'm like, all right, go through the broken passageway. Now go through it again. I'm like, why am I going through this again? Like, I don't want to do this. Stop it. Stop making me do this.
Kid. Go to that Moogie kid again. I'm like, fuck that Moogie kid. Ugh. I don't want to talk to any of these people. I hate them all. They suck. Every side character has like the worst voice acting too. I don't know what the hell's going on. Like Johnny was the only one I kind of liked. And he only shows up if
hated too.
Like he was annoying, but I like the voice actor, and but he's what's his name in
Eminem
in Persona 4. Shit.
He was
who's your buddy?
Nakamari.
Who's your buddy in Persona 4? I forgot his name.
Oh, the headphones guy.
Yeah, headphones guy.
Fuck.
It's the same voice actor. Actually, I think he was Spider-Man. I think. Yeah. Well, anyway, he starts talking. I'm just like, that's Yuri Lowenthal. It's like, I like him because I like that voice actor.
I know it really threw me off playing. Just coming from Persona into FF7, where what's her name? Who's the girl that steals shit?
Kyrie.
Yeah, how it's the same voice actress as On.
Yeah.
And it's the same.
I didn't even notice that until you mentioned it.
Same exact. I fucking spent 130 hours in the goddamn game and jumped to this, and I'm like,
sorry, who?
The girl that plays Panther, the blonde girl.
Yeah.
The girl that steals from Johnny, and then you have to go to the church and go fight for her, and the
her, yeah,
the news girl, Yuffie Lake,
another useless character.
Yeah,
the whole Angel of the Slums. I was like, oh, it could be a cool reveal. Or they gonna like
that was the most obvious reveal of my entire
life.
I
know it's very obvious, but I thought maybe it was so obvious that it'd actually be a cool reveal. Like, oh, it's actually I'm like.
See, that's the thing is like it was an obvious reveal, but at the same time, as someone that played the original, it almost made me wonder if like I think I changed it this much where they introduced a character early.
Yuffie. I was thinking it was gonna be fucking Yuffie.
Exactly.
I thought it was gonna be Yuffie the entire time. I was like, "Yo, that'd be cool." You don't play as her; you just see her once, and then later on you meet her again. That would
I thought it was gonna be a great little Easter egg buildup for.
And that makes sense. She's a fucking ninja, so it'll be like, "Oh, is she going around fucking people up?" That makes sense.
And here I am. I'm just like, it's that old girl. It's that old, but obviously.
Yuffie is. I feel like Yuffie is the first like one of those characters that everybody immediately simped for. So, you know,
And she was my favorite.
I like new characters. I mean, I like new
words.
Terms, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like one of
that's one of my favorite things about Blue Rupees is you can go back and kind of see the history where Gore learns new words and
new memes and shit. It's like
he learned what an incel was on this podcast. He learned what a simp was on this podcast.
Everybody's incel.
Yeah, everyone's an incel to Gore now. Even if you don't follow, he just likes calling you an incel.
Well, everybody says
some Reinhardt charges in on accident and just dies. Oh, fucking incel.
What a cuck. I still love cuck. Using cuck in the completely wrong context is funny.
It's just a fun word, and I get some people are like,
someone could trip and hurt their knee, like, you fucking cuck.
it's like not okay to use that word apparently, which I don't get. But
what? How?
Fuck that.
If you could say incel and simp, how the fuck is cuck?
Some people are like not okay with it. It's a kink, whatever. Hey, if you're into that, cool, go for it.
Because it sounds like two different words that are bad that you shouldn't say.
But it's a fun word to say though, because it's got a firm end and a beginning, but then a smooth in the middle.
Cuck sounds good.
Yeah, say it.
Cuck. Like that's like a.
Welcome on Final Fantasy VII Remake Spoilercast.
If George Carlin was still alive today, he'd be talking about the beauty of that word.
Rest in peace, George Carlin.
George Carlin would love that word.
He would have created that word. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't. There must be like some bit that never got released where he said that word.
Right. Anyway, back to it. Yeah. So every time where you kept having to go through the same shit over and over again, it was like not fun. Having to go through we're going through the sewers again. I'm like, motherfucker, do I really have to go through the sewers again?
I actually just reminded me when we were talking about Yuffie. I wanted to ask you, what was your reaction to that when Sector 7 falls down? What was your reaction to that one cat character that showed up? I
asked David. I was like, what the fuck is that thing? Yeah, I was like,
I was watching that. I was like, why the fuck? I don't know where it's. How do you pronounce it? Because it looks like cat. It's cat, right? It's cat.
Technically, the proper Irish Gaelic way of pronouncing it is cat seat. Cat seat. Yeah, but I've always called it Kate Sith because that's the way it's spelled. But
yeah, that's what I always saw it like that.
Isn't
too.
That Persona?
I heard everybody say it's just cat. Which like Final Fantasy, I wouldn't pull it past Final Fantasy to just call it fucking cat. That's
isn't that fucking Persona?
Yeah, it's Morgana. Yeah, the Kate Seed, yes. It's the cat and boots looking fucking thing that has the feathered hat.
The fucking bear's name is Teddy, so you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I asked David that, but I had to obviously walk around words because if I don't tell him to like properly stop talking when he eats, he'll just like, this character, he was born this year, did this.
He kills Cloud.
They introduced Cat Sid there, which I thought was kind of weird because I mentioned this in an earlier podcast.
All the characters introduced earlier.
Well, no, because they introduced him early before. Because I mentioned this earlier, I'm like, oh man, I'm kind of pissed that they got rid of the Cat Sid Easter egg in the beginning of the game. Because normally in the original, you could, when you were looking through the keyholes in the Honeybee Inn, you could see him there.
Okay. I only looked at one where you see like one of the Shin Corp guys like trying to chase that. That's the only one I saw. I didn't see the.
Okay, so I'll do that whenever I do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was one of those things. I was like, that kind of sucks. I was really looking forward to it because Kate Sid is like my second favorite character of 7. Yuffie, Kate Sith, and then probably Sid after that. Although now with these remakes, I fucking love Remake Barrett. God damn, I love Remake
Barrett. Remake is great. Because the original Barrett, he's just like wishy-washy at times. Yeah, but he's like a little bit more wishy-washy also. Like sometimes he'll like you.
At the beginning, he felt like that to me. I'm like, I don't know, but then he grew on me. That guy's a big old teddy bear.
Towards the end, I'm like, they kind of did most of his what I remember, most of his character development in the game was just him not being like just always like a dick or whatever. And like towards the end, I feel like they kind of. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now, I really, really want to ask you guys this. What do you guys feel like when Sephiroth stabbed Barrett?
I was like, dude, changing shit. If he's dead, I'll be real.
Were you guys ready to fucking throw shit down?
They brought Wedge back. They brought Wedge back, and I was just like, they're probably gonna bring other people back too. I'm like, are they gonna sacrifice like fucking Barrett for Wedge? I'm like, that's the worst fucking.
So you thought that first, and then you see him get stabbed, and you're like, oh my god.
I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, they kind of brought Wedge back until he got unceremoniously yeeted out a fucking window.
Yeah, I'm still wondering what happened there, because at the end, of course, we'll talk about what happened at the end, where the reveal of who's still alive. I'm just like, the two people are still alive. But yeah, I was like, oh, what the fuck happened to Wedge? I guess we'll find out fucking in a few years. I'm assuming he just got course corrected, but still, like.
So that's the thing that they build up the whispers to go into that a little bit is, they're meant to try and keep Destiny on track to where it's supposed to be.
They're the fanboys. They're trying to keep this. They're trying to keep this Final Fantasy VII remake as a remake. They don't want it to like change at all. They just want the same story. They're the fanboys. That's what they are.
As it should be.
But no, they're David. They're David.
They're Davids.
They want to see the same shit over and over again. They don't want any changes.
Dynasty Warriors.
One thing, Dynasty Warriors, Earth Defense Force,
Arissa.
It's true. Yeah.
Leave my girl alone. I love Rissa. But no, so it was one of those things that throughout the game, they constantly kept trying to fucking kill Wedge. Bastard gets thrown into an underground research lab. Bastard
I thought
keeps
he was
getting
dead when he got crushed. I was like, damn, that's a way worse death than he had in the original game.
So I was like, all right, they keep trying to kill this poor fat bastard. It's like, all right, well, he's got to actually die. And all of a sudden, it's like, hey, I helped out. I called in the reinforcements, and it's cool. And then all of a sudden, your party walks away. The whispers come and just fucking yeet him out a goddamn window. It's like, oh, well, bye.
So you guys think he's dead then?
He's in the Solnado fucking flying around everywhere. I'm just like.
Because they did kind of insinuate that with his like last line, right? Like, I wish I could have helped you more or something.
Yeah. But that's way more unceremonious than in the original game, if that is.
But okay, so David thinks he's dead.
Because they just showed. I'm sure he is, but they just showed him like after like hours of him, like the last time you saw him, not hours, like maybe like 2 or 3, so that is hours, but not. I'll make it sound like it's been 10 hours or some shit. It's been a little while, and then you just show him, guys, I'm in the building, I'm on. Oh shit, and then he just gets sucked out by.
They even have a like kind of heroic kind of moment where he's pulling up to the guys like, oh yeah, I ate some cooking and I'm good because I'm fun. It's funny, guys, get it? And then it's like, oh man.
You really think they're gonna kill him even after that?
Yeah.
I think maybe towards the end with the whole thing with them going to the singularity and stuff. I know I'm jumping, and you see Biggs is live. Spoilers. And then of course the other thing. Huh?
And possibly Jesse,
because they have the headband and the gloves, but didn't they both have gloves and the headbands on? Because you see them on the table, right? So I most likely she's gonna be alive too, but they didn't want to reveal that, and they go always like retcon it anyway, like, oh, she's alive too. I mean, we didn't show she was dead technically, but I have maybe because what they did
I feel like
with,
that took some
with
wind
the
out of the
singularity.
sails.
I know that's David's complaint too about like loss in the game and how like especially with that big thing that happens in the original game, like that's like obviously one of the biggest video game moments ever, especially when it comes to spoilers. Like if you want to spoil a game, that's like the first one you come out with, besides maybe like Braid or some shit. But yeah, Braid for the longest time was like the most spoiled game. It's just like if you want to be a dick, be like, you're the bad guy. Spoilers.
You're the sugar glider.
You're the sugar glider. Did that game ever come out? Like,
I don't know.
I think it did. Anyway, I don't even know what it's called. It should be called Become the Sugar Glider. There you go.
That's why I get frustrated with this game, because the core central theme of the original is loss and acceptance and processing that everything isn't permanent and going through those kind of hard emotions. And so with with Wedge coming back, you combine them.
Yeah, you're combining Biggs and Wedge.
Biggs and Wedge. Yeah,
I always call him. I always call Biggs Briggs. So yeah,
there.
Because I like.
But no, So Wedge kind of coming back was like, all right, this is weird. I don't like it, but maybe they'll do something with him, whatever. And they do stuff with it. I'm like, I don't like it. It's different, but I kind of get what they're doing. And then just, oh, and fuck you out the window. And then the final fuck you at the end of like, oh, but Biggs is back and maybe Jesse. It's like, fuck you, game.
But that's one thing I don't mind, because even though they did have an expanded role in this game, they didn't have like a huge role. So
Well,
I mean, there are a couple chapters.
What I will say, why if I was in your shoes, David, that I wouldn't be that upset about it is that this is going to be probably a trilogy. There's plenty more ways for them to go.
Oh, yeah, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to die.
No, I think because don't blow your load on what are now really well built characters all at once. I get what they were doing. They could have done it more elegantly, where it's like, okay, for sure, make sure one of them. I hate fake outs. Fake outs are fucking the worst. Those are the lamest ways. Someone fucking dies, fucking get rid of them. Like that's it. Don't fake outs.
Yeah.
That's a Kill the Walking Dead. Fuck that show now. But like legitimately, like just it just needs to like be if it happened, it happened. But like if it did more elegantly and like, oh, you saw like with fucking Wedge, you saw him get out of the tower, like we didn't need the fake out of him getting like crushed on, like we didn't need any more of that stuff. Like we don't need that. But I think with that going forward is that assuming that they know what they're doing, some of this crew or all the crew will die. Like they.
But that's the thing is like they.
That would be going
into that
very
territory. It's going into this territory where I hate that I can't go into this more, but there's nothing else for them to do. Unless they completely change around a lot of things with the story,
they will.
There's nothing else for, and they'll have to.
Literally the last thing it says is the next thing will be unknown. Just tell you, shit's gonna be complete. Like even at the end of this game, they don't do the thing at the end of Midgar section where they're like, now we have to explore the world. This game's just like, what do we do now? I don't fucking know. Let's go Sephiroth, I guess.
I like that their lines are probably like what the directors were saying.
Yeah, it's like I don't fucking know.
Hey, where do you want to go next? Whatever.
Whenever it goes.
Oh man, because that's the other thing too is like the ending of where that section leaves off in 7. That was why the Sephiroth buildup was so good in that, is because it gave them a clear goal. Okay, you saved the city, great, whatever. But now you know of this threat, and you know this threat is out there, and you already know on some level this motherfucker's up to no good. And you have your leader of the party, Cloud, explaining why this motherfucker's no good and needs to be put the fuck down like the dog he is. And with this, it's just like, he's up to something. We don't really know what. He kind of is a villain, but he kind of gives these weird words of quasi-encouragement to Cloud. And now, I don't know, maybe...
I don't know, he said something about 7 seconds.
Dude, imagine someone like me who didn't know, he still doesn't understand what the fuck Sephiroth is. Like, I get the war hero and stuff like that. All of a sudden, he and Cloud are in fucking space and just chilling, and Sephiroth's like, hey, you want to
That's just gonna happen.
Yeah, he's like, hey, you want to join me? And Cloud's like, nah, and they have a little fight, and then they're just fighting, and then they're done, and I'm like, alright.
Kiss.
Like,
dude, they should just kiss.
I'm sure
there's
a large portion of Final Fantasy VII fans that are like,
I'm sure just go to Final Fantasy VII like Rule 34. I'm sure there's fucking plenty of it.
Oh yeah.
Like, but like, there's so much tension between them. And, like, if that just happened,
and they're always like right next to each other, like on each other's necks. If they just like, if they move like a fucking centimeter to the left, they'd be nibbling each other.
Yeah, they both just sort of turn and they do that anime accidental kiss thing.
Oh, how embarrassing.
And
then they hardcore make out 5 seconds later.
But yeah, because that's my biggest thing with this game is
no make out session between Sephiroth and Cloudy.
I loved everything about this. Correction, I loved most things about this remake until the last couple chapters.
Gameplay-wise.
And gameplay-wise, the game is phenomenal.
You like the story stuff until the end. When I was playing, I was just like, this is probably what people don't like about the remake.
Yeah.
Like, because everything else is fine story-wise. When it comes to fucking filler-wise.
Dude, there were just so many, like, weird pauses in, like, pacing where it's like...
Dude, you're welcome to Japan, my dude. Like,
but you know what sucks? You know what sucks is like literally like it's funny because like I'm still off a fucking high of Persona 5, dude. I'm still fucking bumping that soundtrack. I'm still fucking having a good time. I'm still watching people do covers of the music in there. Dude,
Not-
I'm such a high out fan. I'm like, oh, this is Japanese RPGs, man. I can't wait to dive into all of them now.
Yeah. Well, Final Fantasy VII is a pretty good one.
No, I know they
But,
are, but it just feels like a lot of the modern ones right now. A
that's
lot of
a
the
good-
modern ones, which I mean, you can even attest to Trials of Mana,
Hey,
like that being a
Yeah,
fucking modern one.
play Trials of Mana. You'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
Trials of Mana is just like some dumb bullshit when it comes to its dialogue.
It sucks because like a lot of the modern ones just suck. And I'm not even gonna be disingenuous. They're just not up to quality with like some of the other
You'll
stuff
be
they have.
playing Xenoblade Chronicles soon. That one is pretty snappy, and it doesn't have the and that helps because they have a British cast and they know how to act better than us.
Yeah, I'm really
So,
feeling it.
yeah, I'm really those lines are great. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I know they're memes now, but playing that game, I loved it.
I'm excited to play that. That's next week, baby.
Yep, a little over a week, but yeah.
So
I'll probably wait a little while to play it though.
Yeah,
'cause I'm
already
a little JRPG out.
I'm fucking way JRPG'd out, but fuck it, I guess I'm just gonna have to go in.
I've played it already, so it's
Dude,
not
I'm
like-
just never gonna.
I'll start it, but I don't know if I'll.
At least it's a different play style.
That's a challenging fucking game too. So I
Um,
don't know if I'm in the mood for a challenging game too,
But-
because I'm not gonna lie, Final Fantasy VII was kicking my fucking dick in. So
dude, yeah, that's kind of why I need to decompress for a while, and I kind of wish these JRPGs got spaced out a little bit more, because I'm just like, I hope it doesn't knock off. It's not. I know it won't, but in the back of my head, I'm like, I really hope it doesn't negatively affect how I feel about Chrono Trigger, because right now I'm just like,
Chrono Trigger's great.
yeah,
That has
that's what I'm saying. I'm sure it will. I'm sure, like, I know it won't, but like in the back of my head, there's like a little teensy bit. It's like,
the characters are so fucking good in
but
that
but
game.
so
Like every character is amazing in Chrono Trigger.
so to reel it back, the weird pacing, like, it's like cool shit happens, and then it just like fucking stops.
Stops.
And it's like someone edged the shit out of your dick just now. It's like you
Yeah.
see
I-
fucking you see like you're fighting off Sephiroth, and this like you guys have like a first time a confrontation.
Oh, yeah,
I still don't know I still don't know who that motherfucker is, but I want to fight him. You see them jump, and then Cloud just gets fucking knocked off like Smash Bros or something, like just got fucking pushed off the stage, and he just dies, and then he goes down there, and then all of a sudden you have to fight. You have the longest level of my life. You have to
It's
go
really
through.
long.
Hey, this is Cloud. Yeah, who the fuck else would it be?
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
I need that door open. All right, let me go walk over
Well, the
there.
enemies.
It felt like a boss rush mode at some point, you know? It just felt like
Well, it felt like every other fucking chapter in the game where you have to go here, kill guys,
that
go back
that
to this
whole
way,
Hojo
open a
sequence
door.
could have been done
Fuck,
without.
and it doesn't help that Hojo. I've never liked Hojo. Obviously, nobody fucking likes Hojo. Hojo
I like
sucks.
Hojo.
But what? But
Mojo.
the fucking stupid ass scientist doctor, the pervy dude. Like he's not even pervy. He just looks like a pervy.
Well, in this
it's-
one, he's not that pervy. He's not fucked up in the original. God damn.
well, in this one, they kept one of his lines where he said like, "Oh, we're gonna impregnate or whatever." I'm like, "Whoa,
Yeah,
Jesus!"
Yeah.
It wasn't what he was originally trying to do.
Can I point out something that
Well,
upset me?
you mean when they? I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, when something to do
Yeah.
with a certain character, I'm like, "What?" It's like,
Can I point out something that upset me?
Yeah.
no, don't say it.
I fucking I had this fucking Final Fantasy VII theme from downloading the demo. Really good theme.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was wondering where the fuck that cat thing was for the longest time. I'm like, bro, I'm like on chapter 16. Is this guy gonna show up or what is this?
Oh, you read 13?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm like, where the fuck
I
is
was
he?
like,
I'm like fucking like 2 chapters away from the end. I'm 37 hours in this game. Where the fuck is this thing? Is this a
In the
spoiler for the
tournament?
next game? And then sure enough, there he shows up, and he's like, I'm not a character. I'm just with you guys.
Right.
Yeah, that's
He said that ahead of
what
time,
my
to be fair.
Twitter were pissed by is Red 13 is such a great fucking character, and I actually really love what they did with his dialogue in this game.
Great.
Great
Because
voice
it
acting.
really helps him as the angsty teenager he is. But it's one of those frustrating things that's like, I want to play as my boy. I really want to fucking play as my boy. And
Yeah,
God
but it
damn,
would make sense if they programmed an entire battle system for one character you'll play 3 hours of. Like,
You
I don't know.
know what was
No.
dude, Red 13 was great. One of my favorite moments was him in the game where he's sitting out there with the parrot.
smile.
Hey, why you smile? Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, obviously somebody watched Terminator 2. So, yeah, it's a good gag. My favorite part is when like Barrett's like, "Yo, we have like 350 pounds of whoop ass," or something, and he calls him like, "You're 350 pounds of dumbass" or something like that. I forgot exactly what
it
the
was
line
like,
was.
you be careful with how you're driving this 350-pound pile of shit. And Red 13's like, well, we already got one talking right now.
Yeah,
My
something like that.
my favorite moment that actually got like an audible laugh out of me. The entire it's hard to get me. I'll chuckle, but like an audible fucking laugh was when at the bottom of the Shinra building or no, it's like somewhere in the middle. They catch Barrett, Red 13, and Aerith. They're like,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
What are you guys? Leader of Avalanche, local florist, lab rat dog.
That red dog. Yeah.
I was like, that was good timing. I appreciated that.
Yeah. That was good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red 13 is great, actually. And that was a character I did not remember from the original game. Oh, are you talking?
No, sorry. I was just saying.
Are you talking?
I looked. Well, I was talking first, to be fair. So, but,
Yeah, damn it. Stop interrupting Gore.
yeah, stop interrupting us. You've been doing that the entire time.
I'm gonna fucking fist you. Shut up.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I can't wait for that segment for the remake. I love Red 13's backstory. Absolutely one of the most heartbreaking ones.
Stop
Fantastically
telling me
written.
stuff.
It's heartbreaking. It's gonna make you shit and
But
cry.
the thing about the game is lost. Of course, he's gonna have a heartbreaking
Yeah, but the problem is it's not lost in
But
this
Adrian
game.
doesn't know that though now.
Yeah,
because
the theme of the game is everything comes back.
Everybody comes back, so now he doesn't know that, but now
Yeah.
he does because you told him. Thanks a lot, David. What a dick. Get him out here.
If they fucking change anything with his backstory, I'm gonna be absolutely rip shit.
He's gonna be a happy dog now. Ooh, a happy dog Charmander man. Ooh.
No, you better not be
Go
happy dog
Charmander.
Charmander. When we can talk about all the spoilers, they better not fucking change that.
All right, well, just chill.
Yeah. He obviously liked that backstory so much. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember his backstory at all. I haven't played the game in a long time, and the most I've done recently was watch a recap. So
So
You probably don't have to remember who Kate Sith is, then, do you?
I do remember who Kate Sith is. Isn't she the friend of Sid? Or am I thinking right?
yeah,
No.
okay. So we forgot to touch upon
I know
that.
who Kate Sith is, but I don't remember.
We forgot to touch upon
She
that.
has a robot cat, right? Is there a
Yeah,
robot
he's the one
cat?
that rides on the Moogle, but there's more to him, yeah.
That's a-
So
okay.
we'll stop talking about that. But yeah, he's the one that rides on the Moogle.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play the game again soon, very
because
soon.
Gore asked me about that. Yeah, I asked David. I was like, "What the fuck was that cat thing?" And he started like explaining something else. I'm like, "No, the fucking thing when fucking that shit fell, and then it was that fucking cat-looking motherfucker on top there." He's like, "Oh, this guy." I'm like, "Yeah, is that a fucking thing?" He's like, "Yeah, you'll find out later." I'm like, "Okay." I don't know why I saw that fucking weird fucking animatronic fucking Five Nights at Freddy's cat thing for a second.
Yeah, he looked really out of place. Like not even just the design wise, it's just like the way it was like animated.
It looked like the most easily
like CG cutscene. I was like, that's
easily
weird.
the most like bizarre thing I've seen out of everything. Like I had seen a lot of shit at that point. But I was like, what the fuck is that?
They redid the chocobos and even the Moogle. If you get the summon, like when they show it, like you see chocobos all the time, but I think that's the only time you see a Moogle is if you use the summon. I could be wrong, but like they've redesigned them to make them look like this.
Do you guys get the fat
And then
chocobo?
when Kate Sif or whatever you pronounce it, shows up and she looks like straight out of like fucking. Is it she or he? I don't remember. It's a he. That's what I thought. But that's why I kept saying she.
It's always cats.
But,
You always think they're girls, but they're actually guys.
Yeah. What the fuck? What's the other one?
Morgana.
Did I think that was a girl?
No, that's a joke inside the game.
Oh, everybody thinks it's a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You just spoiled it.
Well, you'll find out in the first like 2 seconds of the game where it has a picture of Morgana. It's boyish voice.
What? I don't know what you're talking. Spoilers again. Fucking yeah.
I'm not gonna play the game. Fuck it. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. You spoiled the cat joke. for
You
me.
spoiled the first 2 seconds of the game. Literally, the first 2 seconds of the game.
Yeah, well, it could have been good 2 seconds. The fuck. Now it's not. Anyway,
So,
what was I
did you guys get the fat chocobo summon?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
That was fun.
I saw it.
I will say, as someone again not versed in Final
I
Fantasy,
rushed through the rest of the game so I can get to the point which I didn't want to rush through it, but I fucking had to because I didn't feel like playing the game for the last like couple
2
weeks.
years.
Because I was like, all right, 2 years. Not that I didn't feel like I didn't want to rush through it, and then we're like, oh, we're doing this discussion, so I had to rush through it for the last like 2-3 days. So I did all the side missions and stuff, but I skipped like anything else that was like I actually completely forgot about the fucking stupid whack-a-box thing. I was like, oh fuck. I think because it wasn't a side mission, so it didn't tell me about it. I completely skipped it. I was like, I wanted to do that because I did the pull-ups.
Yeah.
By the way,
how'd you do the push?
Third try, I beat it, bitch. Third try. I
It
swear
wasn't
to
that
God.
hard. It's challenging, but it's not hard.
I think I'm pretty good at
You get into the muscle memory for the first one, and by the time I'm used to the muscle memory of the first one, it's like, okay, here's a different one. And then I'll accidentally start putting in partway through my muscle memory for the other one.
Well, it gives you a clear. It wasn't like random. It's like whenever you mash the button, then it picks up the pace.
Yeah, but the thing is that because it spends the first round on a different type of muscle memory, I start going through the other one, and then I'll forget a moment.
I thought you were
for
good
a
at
split
multitasking.
second. I am good at multitasking.
Maybe you should shut this fucking movie off while you're playing the game. Think of that. Were you doing it in one of our calls? Because I remember you were like, "Fuck this, I'm not going to do this anymore." And then we asked
a lot of our calls because I was trying not to move on until I did that part.
Also, I looked online just because I was curious. Cause I know I know people were actually having problems with it. I thought it was fine. I think I got like on my maybe my fourth or fifth try.
I'm also sure rhythm.
You want to know what's funny is literally the leading top advice was turn the music down and listen to the noise, because the noise is the easiest way to listen to it, because it actually goes in rhythm of the beats of the noise.
Oh, is it? I just looked at Tifa. Whenever she stopped doing her animation, I knew that's when I should press.
I whenever I zone in like something like
that was just one of the things I used to help. Like I was just like I just got the rhythm. I was actually more with my thumb, just like
right,
now
I should kind of like nodding a little bit to it, yeah.
Gradually pick it up, and then now I have to go this way. I'm fucking this way. Now I have to make a Z shape or whatever.
Am I the only one that does? And yeah, granted, some of the patterns are a lot easier than the other ones. Like the ones you have to go across the whole pad are a lot harder than the ones you just go up or that. You know. Am I the only one that does this? Whenever I need to focus, like like in Mario Party, where it's like the green shells thing, where it's like hide something under a shell and you have to keep track of which one's which. Well, like think of it like when you put like a ball underneath like cups, and you gotta like spin them around.
Yeah. Oh, I'm really good at this too.
Does anyone else
just like?
Oh, you focus on them though, because I do something different. I look somewhere else, and I use my peripheral vision to keep track of everything. It's really weird. Like I'll do that. And that's like how I was doing it in the pull-ups too. Like I was looking at something in the background, like not even like Tifa or the things, and I'll use the peripheral vision like to keep track of everything. It's so weird. I don't know why I do that.
Yeah, I don't do that, but those things. Oh, that's
a weird shit.
Something fucking wrong with you. But no, I understand what you mean though. You just use your peripheral and you can kind of like guide your eye that way. Just keep it to your left or your right of your fucking vision. And you just like
I'm looking like it's weird because my concentration goes so much more because I just stop. If I focus too hard, I start to lose track. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna look forward here, but now I'm not even paying attention to what I'm looking at. Now I'm just focused on looking at something like over here right now.
Are you sure you just don't get lucky every time?
That's true.
It's only
my luck fucked up David.
Yeah. David's unlucky. Look at him. He's sad now.
I mean, that's true. RNG just hates me in games, but...
Dude. So I will say, going back, as someone completely new to this Final Fantasy universe, Chocobos are awesome. They're so adorable.
They're the best versions of Chocobos, I think. Like they've had redesigns where they kept the... it's a little
like the real bird look to it. Yeah,
I love the face.
That
sounds weird, but
they make a cute like little cat noise almost, where they mew a little bit at you, and they look all scared. They're all scared whenever shit goes around, because granted, fucking shit's falling everywhere. I'll help these guys out. Fuck yeah.
Were they just chilling there, like later on when you get the fast travel, and they're just like chilling there? And I'm like, sup, baby?
Let me give you some food.
So I want to give you a hug.
That makes me excited for later on. Goddamn, I hope they keep some of the good side game mechanics from the original.
I hope they keep what do they call cacti? Is that what they call? What do they call again? Cacti. There you go.
Oh, those things were in the game too.
No, there was some that had the pre-order stuff.
No, there was a.
There's like little cameos by them on the wall or something.
No, one of the summons fought with them.
No, it wasn't summoned. I know what you're talking about. In the Fat Chocobo fight, it does summon Cactar.
Does it? I didn't get that.
Yep.
How many summons are in the game?
I hated them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're hard in the game. Like they're the what are they like the
1,000 stack.
Yeah, because if you kill them, you get a lot of experience, but they're fucking hard, right?
Yeah.
And they usually run away from fights a lot.
Well, what's the one character that shows up that's always hard, that always insta kills you? Yeah, there you go.
The chef's like, doink.
Yeah, you fight that thing too.
Yeah, you do. That's what I'm saying. Like, you do fight the one.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck. I was like, look at this little shit. I'll fucking
look at the little shithead coming up.
I was like, oh, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I could have seen Adrian's reaction for that. Someone new to this series, like, all right, this little fucking thing's just slow as buddy bopping around. What the fuck is this thing gonna do to me? It's like, no. I was so panicked for that fight. I'm like, this thing's gonna chef nice me at any moment. Always be behind it. Always be behind it.
That little guy, as Adrian's fighting him, was just like, I'm about to do what they call a pro gamer move. Just fucking kill Barrett. Barrett's like, shit! And then Cloud's like, what? And then Aerith's like, ah! That's all the characters. Well, Aerith wasn't in that part.
Casey said that hard mode has a shit ton of tonberries. Hell House spawns 3 at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hard mode Hell House fight. I really want to fight. I still want to go back and do hard mode for this game because I love the combat.
So explain to me what extra content of note was in hard mode, because I know you were bitching about that.
The Coliseum I thought was a great addition because the Coliseum was not part of it. In fact, Hell House was actually just a random enemy you would come across in the game when you're going through the slums.
Did you not fight one yet? I guess you didn't get far enough to fight the Hell House. You didn't fight I don't remember.
I would have known.
It was like right after, or right before he finishes when he starts fighting them.
It's right after he finishes where he's at, because as you're bringing Aerith back home, that's where you can encounter them.
Yeah. It's in the robot arm place, right?
Yeah, and anyone listening right now, let me know if you want to see more of that, because I might stream some more Final Fantasy 7.
I would love to see you go through that game.
I just feel like I'm not entertaining, because I'm not really talking during it, because I know every other fucking Let's Player is like, oh, look at the wax!
Hey, Aerith, like more chill, kind of like, because I genuinely hate. Some people I'm sure genuinely have that kind of personality, but I kind of like more chill streamers. It's not often I watch game streamers, but when I do like the more chill ones where it's almost like that kind of sitting on the couch sharing that experience with a friend. Because I've had a couple games.
Like you're right there next to them.
Yeah, exactly. I sure as shit ain't fucking voice acting anything. I ain't doing that.
To be fair, what you were playing though, you were skipping dialogue a lot. I know you were reading it.
I read fast, that's why.
Yeah, I know I do for the most part. But I can kind of read. But I figure it out as it goes. It's just like I can't read, so I just have to figure out what's going on.
Going to hide his secret for a second. I don't read.
I can't read. I'm dumb. But I had to go with the bit. But the in canon lore. Because I can't read
the food rupees lore.
But yeah, no, it's just you go a little quick with the dialogue. So that's why I was just like, it should take you like 5-6 hours if you don't use any of the fucking exploits. But then you're just like, shoot. I'm like, shit. Yeah. It's like, and then you just skip all like the exploring in Sector 7. I'm like, all right, he's probably gonna finish like 4.
But yeah, if you stream more about it, I'm down to watch it.
I will say that maybe next time, because I know I've been trying to like be as pure.
I always like the grind.
What?
I always like the grind. I was saying.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm trying to keep this as pure as I can, just because I do still want to make my own mistakes in the game. But if I am missing a major section of the game by being just dumb and not understand call me out. Maybe say like, oh, you can explore that area. I'm all right, cool. Because if I knew I could explore Section 7 and not just walk away.
I don't think
there's not many. No, like Wall Market has a little tiny bit of exploration, but still, again, nothing to where like it is in this game. It's very much still you just go and do the dress quest and move on from there, which is a lot different than how it is in this game. A lot more homophobic in the original. Did not age well, but
I don't know if it's homophobic. I think it's a little bit like old school humor in that way, where it's just like, I don't think anybody's being homophobic about it though.
I mean, Adrian, we'll see when it gets there, but what happens with Cloud? Yeah.
I don't remember being homophobic. It's just like one scene where it's like a little weird with what's his name? Who's the fucking fat bald dude with the little
Corneo? No, because the scene I'm referring to is when Cloud is still trying to get his dress, and you go to the Honeybee Inn and you talk to all the people inside there. That's where it was.
Oh, okay. I didn't do that. Fair.
Yeah, Casey, I'm avoiding saying it specifically because I want to see Adrian's initial reaction to how they handled the Honeybee Inn. But yeah, there's a scene in there where you can easily interpret what happened there. It's like, that's kind of all right. But
I'll probably do that in the next week or two, maybe. Once I'm done with Chrono Trigger, I'll jump into that.
Hell yeah! But
no homophobia in Chrono Trigger.
But speaking of which, that was one thing that I did actually really appreciate too about the remake to the original. is I won't say what exactly, but when you're in Wall Market and you find that computer where you try to interact with it and the gun fires down. I like that because that was also part of the original, but there's a reason for that kind of scene there because of events that happen later on.
Okay, I was curious if I just fucked up and just didn't ever come back to that on accident.
No, that's a callback to the original that's done very well. I like that they kept that in. Unlike, without getting into the spoiler of it, but there was also a scene in the original that I'm kind of sad is not in the remake as well. When you're going through Shinra Mansion, when you're going through like all the rooms trying to find the guy that's kind of like your inside source. The inside source wasn't part of the original, but you still have that whole segment essentially where you're going around exploring. In the original, Cloud finds a megaphone in there, and he's like, "The fuck am I gonna need a megaphone for? Just leave that there," and it ties into something later on in the game. And that was a really good kind of nod in there that I'm kind of sad is missing from here, because for everything this game does right to kind of give those little nods to the original, I feel like it misses some of those key moments as well. The little things where it's like, oh, hey, oh man, there should be a scene here. And it feels like it's a completely innocuous thing in the grand scheme of Seven's story. But it was those little details that kind of gave you hints to things to come or characters to come, where it's just like, I like that in the original. But when it's missing here, it's like, you bother going through and expanding on the weirdest things. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that they expanded Avalanche. I love the expansion that they did with Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge. But it's weird that they would go through so much effort to do that and go through so much effort to give Sector 7 a lot more life and character than leaving out some of those tiny little details, especially where they kept some tiny little details, like with the computer at Wall Market. It's weird that they would keep that, but not like the megaphone.
Do we feel... The thing I was like kind of getting the vibe from is I feel like this was not ever intended to be a cut up project, but I feel like they made one or two chapters and they're like, oh fuck, this is gonna be way too large, so we're not gonna be able to do that.
I feel like it might have just been a thing like they wanted to milk it. And because the filler just doesn't feel like anything that people would actually put in a game unless they want to milk it. Because
earlier. Oh, go ahead, you finish.
No, I was just saying, like, just like I get they have to load the environments, but there's times where you don't need. There's no way the fucking 15 seconds it takes to travel through this crack loads this little environment. There's no fucking way it needs that much time. Yeah, the Moogie guy or the fucking
you have to keep going back and forth there. That was annoying.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there's no way. Like, God of War makes sense. Oh, it's a giant game. It's all one shot kind of. It's like, oh, okay. So when you lift the thing, it has to load the next environment because it's not that it's not that great of a whatever. But it's not that impressive. Red Dead Redemption 2. Just saying, the entire world doesn't need a loading screen. Just saying. You go all the way from one place to another and no loading screens. Just saying. You should play that game.
But that kind of goes to what I was saying, because this also was a game that had its own development hell. It was started by CyberConnect 2, I believe it was. And then after 2 years, Square Enix looked at it and said, oh, God, what the fuck did you guys do with this game?
I'm glad they didn't do it, because they would turn into some Asaurus Wrath shit. Like, no, that's okay.
So do we know anything about that?
We don't know fine details, but we know that in general, they worked on it for 2 years, and then Square Enix looked at the results and said, we got to scrap this and start all over from the beginning.
And then do you think they made the 2-3 chapters and they're like...
I think that's part of what caused that to happen, is that they were on a time crunch because they had to release something at some point.
Well, they couldn't release Final Fantasy VII Remake after the PS5 was out.
Exactly. And the other part, I think, goes back to what I mentioned earlier of they're like, yeah, we just added in this thing. We thought it was great, so we just kept adding it. And that's probably the other thing that bloated this, is that they just had so many things they wanted to keep throwing in there. No one guided the fucking ship properly. Say, hey, tone it the fuck down. It's cool to have this thing here. It doesn't need to be everywhere. And because no one had that proper, firm guiding hand of what direction to take this, they just kept piling it on and went, oh, shit, guess we're out of time. We'll just fucking cut it up. That's why they had the statement recently that they're like, we still don't know how many parts this game is. We're torn between if we want to just keep doing a ton of small parts, or if we just want to do a lot of, or some smaller chunks, some, less parts, but they're bigger, but it's just going to take us more time. And which shows that even to this day, they still don't know what they're fucking doing with the game. They still don't have that firm guiding hand to fucking keep this fucking rodeo in track. And
that means that we're not even like in the beginning phases of the next game. Then you need to have like some sort of road plan.
They could be, but they could be like in the beginning.
Every game needs pre-production to know exactly where it's going.
Sure, but if they already know that part 2 is not going to be the end, then it could be one of those things where they don't know if it's going to be 3 parts or is it going to be 4 parts. It could be one of those things.
Start talking, is it more like, is it going to be 3 parts or is it going to be 8 parts? That's the way they were.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that the way they said it? They didn't know if they want to do like a bunch of like small, like episodic, smaller things, or like a bigger chunk like they've been doing. So that shows to me they have not really begun processing or doing anything with the game, because you can't just start the game without even knowing if you're gonna do a large project or a small project. That's not how it works. That's not how pre-production works.
It feels like
you underestimate the aptitude of Square Enix.
I don't know, that's what Final Fantasy VII Remake feels like to me. It feels like they don't even know what the fuck how this game's gonna end before they even fucking started the goddamn game. But I don't know. I mean, a lot of games can just pre-production can. I mean, movies do this too, where like scripts aren't even finished yet and they're filming. There might not. There's movies out there that film before there's even a fucking script. So
but in terms of building it, the problem is you can't pace it out or know what you're doing without that basic formula.
Sure.
Like you could say chapter 1, because that's what Kate's saying, is you could say, all right, well, the next thing is he's doing this chapter. Right, but you can't plan out how long that's going to be or what exactly it's going to be if you don't even know the stupid length of the game.
Because that's the thing.
But if they know they want to milk it as much as they want, they could be halfway through part 2 right now and know that there's going to be 4 parts, and they're just going to worry about 3 and 4 after, and just like get to a certain point in part 2 and just cut it off and just like fucking wonder what's going to happen later on with 3 and 4. Like because they said they don't know where it's going to go, right? Like the entire thing. They don't know how. No. They don't know how. Like I meant like parts. Like they don't know where it's going to go.
They don't know how they want to split it.
So they could be like big, like really far into 2 right now, part 2. But they don't know if it's going to be 3 parts, it could be 4 parts, it could be 5 parts, because part 2 could end in a very similar, like, oh, it's done.
Because
see you later.
The way I would want to say,
bye.
The way I would like.
Thanks for the money, dummies.
I want there to be 2 more parts. I want this to be a trilogy. The second part should end at the big spoiler. That's where the second part should end at.
That's what people speculated this part would end at.
Yeah,
that's where this part should have.
They said a long time ago that, oh, you think they should have changed it and made it so that she died. Spoilers. She died at the end of this.
No, but I mean, I feel like when they first were like, oh yeah, we're doing this, that should have been the goal, because the story of 7, if you're going in the linear progress, is not a long story. The entire game is the entire length of the remake.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you can look up on like how long to beat. Like the entire game complete wise is like 45 hours, right? So that's how long it takes to beat this game for average people.
Exactly. And if you cut out all the side stuff from 7 too.
That's so rude. I don't know why.
And for average people. Well, how long did it take you to?
For remake?
Yeah, remake.
I think I was at like 37 hours.
Okay. How about you?
Probably around 40.
40? Okay.
I think might have been 42 just because I definitely paused a lot, and even though I did stop
I'll tell you right here, mine was way less because I had to rush through it, and I said fuck it, I just put the difficulty on easy because I played halfway through the game on normal, and it was fucking me up.
Yeah,
the last thing I did was the boss fight in the beginning of chapter 10, the sewage monster guy. I forgot his name. That was a nightmare. But I finished that and I was like, I gotta get through this, and I know the game's gonna fucking ramp up in difficulty, and I'm glad I did because it was pretty easy though.
Yeah, I will say the gameplay is a lot of fun. It's very intuitive, but the thing is, I still didn't understand a lot of it. Like it's got a learning curve, like a really fucking a thick curve.
The main thing you have to learn is when to block. It feels like
I'm not used to
the
it.
perfect time. the perfect time, because there's times where like there's so much shit going on the screen that you can't tell when a character is coming at you, and
it's not paused. And it's not paused. Like, it's always like still moving, you know. So you're having to like back and forth, and then if you use someone else's attack, it does the game say to pause it again and start doing that again. It's a lot of fucking
One
juggling.
thing that really pissed me off is that you could switch to a character. You could be Aerith, and she could be doing like nothing compared to everybody else when it comes to damage. But if you're playing as her, they fucking go after you. Like,
yeah, I thought that was lame.
It aggroes the fucking enemy so much. I was like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, I thought that was kind of shitty. Is that it always aggroes you, even if you're someone else. And you're like, oh, I'm getting fucked up as Barret. Better go over there where it's safe. And then they look, oh, and just fucking all run over you. It's like,
oh, he switched over this asshole. Go get him. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
come on.
That was kind of.
I guess it's also to. What are you gonna say, David? I'm sorry.
You're muted.
Well, then I wasn't even interrupting you. Continue your thought.
Yeah, well, I saw you moving your mouth, so, like usual. But no, I forgot. Go ahead. You said, because I forgot what I was gonna say anyway. So.
But no, because that's the thing is that with this game, I didn't struggle with the combat at all. It felt intuitive to me from the get-go. But it's also with the understanding that I feel like for a modern gamer coming into it, it's a weird struggle because you initially want to play it like an action game. It feels like it should be a proper...
I want to play it as an action game, and then I also want to play it as a turn-based, and there's a fucking thing in the middle. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Am I blocking? Am I pausing? Am I fucking doing this? Why can't I fucking attack that guy? Oh, I gotta use a fucking spell. Oh, I gotta fucking do all this. Oh, that motherfucker keeps hitting me. I can't block because all these attacks are juggling like it's fucking Tekken.
Yeah, but when you get a good ass combo going off, like if you're like switching to Cloud using Braver or whatever, and then you switch to Aerith and you're doing whatever, and then you switch to Barret and you're fucking doing your like maximum shot, it feels good, especially when you're fighting a boss and you're just like fucking plowing into the dude. It's good. It feels good
because that's the kind of unspoken thing about this game is you're not supposed to switch characters that much. You're supposed to make utilization of the kind of commands that you can give them. Because like the way I predominantly played is I use Tifa as my like front line for most fights, and I use her to build up ATB, heal, or to go ahead and throw buffs on the party. Barret was my battle mage, and Cloud was my Punisher, especially against bosses. I almost never used Cloud's regular stance. I was always in Punisher stance. Go through, combo, wait in Punisher, counterattack, combo more, and just kind of loop and repeat cycle. Barret and Aerith have basically played the same of just sit back as much as you can, spam their auto attacks because they build ATB very quick as well, and then just go ahead and lay in with their specials. Aerith's Ray of Judgment, I think it was called, and Barrett's Maximum Overdrive, where he just does that huge fucking volley.
Yeah, that was great.
That one's great.
Those are great abilities.
Oh, man, fuck your ass! And he just like he just destroys whoever's aiming at. There's one I got really pissed today actually playing it because you have to have 2 ATP meters for that one, I think. And I'm fighting. I forgot who I was fighting the boss before Sephiroth. The Genova one. And I'm like right at the end of like when it goes into one of its cutscenes, and I'm like, all right, here we go, and I start shooting it, and it gets like one shot off, and then it goes to the cutscene, and you just hear him fucking like shooting nothing while the cutscene's going. I'm like fuck.
That reminds me of something completely off topic. What chapter was it where it had the shit background of Midgar as you climbed up
15? It's 15.
It looked so fucking shit.
I was waiting for that because everybody was talking about it. Because everyone was
talking about it because I haven't seen that. I haven't seen anyone talk about it, but I was like, this is.
I was wondering what was gonna happen. Because I thought I heard it was in chapter 14 at one point. And I was like, I don't see any of this.
It looks all right.
It's fine. I don't see. I mean, it looks iffy sometimes, but I was like, and then I get to that fucking. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that looks like some shit you'd see like a Xbox Live indie game.
or like a demo where something hasn't fucking loaded, so they put a fucking placeholder there.
Yeah, it was bad. Like, I mean, there's a lot of times where you see like the ground, and it's like obviously the shanty towns are just a picture. You can tell it's like even warping in a weird way, like pictures do. Like almost like a fisheye.
Like I was saying, dude, there was so many times where it's like this game is either the most polished thing I've ever seen in my entire life, or literally like they just shit it out like an hour ago.
I didn't have a single glitch in the game though. I will say that. I mean, I've had like some weird like physics.
Delayed it It's amazing that there was this lack of polish to it, because they delayed this game like 3-4 times, and
Yeah,
it's
it was
still
not 5 years
That's
ago.
a whole fucking chapter where it looks like shit.
Yeah,
And it's supposed to be like
it
a
looks
fucking.
weird.
It's supposed to
It
be
looks
like.
like green screen.
It looks like it's supposed to be like an epic chapter too, where like they're even saying like, "Oh look, Cloud, you can see everything from down here." I'm like, dude, I'm looking at fucking JPEGs. It hasn't loaded up in fucking dial up yet.
It's
look
like a
at all
close up.
this, and yeah, look at how they ruined my boy.
It looks like whenever like they do a close up, it look like green screen. It really like if you see a shitty movie that has horrible green screen, it look like that. Like that's not what is
Dude,
that?
it was so bizarre, and like I said, they were trying to like make it all epic and everything, but I'm like,
It could have been if
that's
they
a no
fixed
for
the
me, dog.
fucking background. If the background gets fixed, it will be epic. But it's like having like that one like in like a serious movie having like a cartoon cat like during like a drama or something like that, and they have like a big dramatic scene. I'm like, but the fucking cartoon cat, there's a cartoon
So-
cat there doing a floss dance or whatever.
What'd
It's
you
like
guys-
that.
What do you
You
guys
just
think
can't fucking buy
of Cloud's voice actor?
I thought he was great.
was
I thought he was, yeah,
They
I thought he
were-
was great for the character. Yeah.
There were
The
good,
character's gonna be weird.
there were good there were good moments, but then there were just so many fucking awkward. It felt, and I said this before. We talked about this actually on previous podcast. It felt like they were obviously recording it not with each other, you know.
Oh yeah,
It's like it felt like they were like someone like did their voice acting and then left and then someone else did their
that's
voice
how
acting.
most video games.
And they do. But everyone else, like I feel like that's been hitting a string of like people that have been nailing it. Like, oh, everything sounds supernatural and everything's kind of flowing. But it was somebody like Cloud, Aerith.
I don't know. It felt right for his character because he's so distant from everybody else. So whenever like I mean it was still jarring whenever like he would talk to somebody and he's like and you could tell like he doesn't know why he's saying that, the actor.
Right.
They just told him, hey, say this and say it like
It just felt really
like you're
disconnected.
confused or whatever. Yeah, but like that's not. He wasn't the only one that was doing that. Even like Barrett had a lot of times where I'm just like he's talking to like a side character at one point, and I'm just like that's so like not like it just didn't feel real at all.
Each character, even though the rest of the voice actors I was good with, they I didn't mind Cloud a lot of times. There were just very awkward moments with him. But
He's like some. It's weird because the cast is like filled with like CW actors, which is really weird. Like the guy that voices Sephiroth is the guy that plays like Superman in the Supergirl show. And I'm just like, it's weird. I'm like, but he does a good job. Like, if you didn't tell me it was like some CW guy, I would have just figured it was a guy that voiced Sephiroth in the past. Because he sounds great. But
right, but yeah, no, like every character, even the good ones, like there was so many weird moments where they just were not lined up with what was happening.
Mainly in the side stuff.
It
just
threw
the
me
side
off.
stuff.
It threw me off so
Like-
bad. I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Because there was one scene like when you're in the room that like Aerith grew up in. That whole dialogue exchange was so fucking clunky. It just
Yeah, it
didn't
was a
look
little-
natural at all.
She did good, but yeah, when she's talking about like what was it?
Etc. And
Yeah, she's talking about that, and then like Cloud says something like, "Please tell us everything." It's like it's a little weird, but yeah, like there's one scene that's very awkward that when Rude shows up. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
rude.
Rude. That's how it's spelled. I don't think anybody actually says his name in the game.
Or
And
it's
if
like
they do,
Rude.
Rude. It's probably like something weird, but no, it's just Rude. When Rude shows up for the first time on the helicopter and you're in that big area, and like Arif says something, and he goes, and she's like, and he's like, and then he gets on the hook and he's, and he fucks off. I'm like, what the fuck was that? It's like even for like a Japanese game, that was like way too much.
Which
Like,
that was. Can I go back, because Rude actually brings up another point of what I was talking about earlier. Of it's weird the things that they add in to kind of pay a callback to the original
right.
compared against the things they left out. Like I love that little scene where he's in the helicopter with Reno and they're firing at them, and he just kind of like,
Hand slip.
oh shit, there's Tifa. What happened there? Oh, my hand slipped. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like that was such a great little callback to the original. But again, it was just weird that they bothered to put effort into that train of thought without some of the other things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where like even you can get the best voice acting, but when you have a director that directs them to do stuff like that, you know, where they're just grunting and stuff, No.
So
I'm going back. I'm going back to the voice acting.
yeah, at the
It's-
end of it, because I think we're kind of running long. We can probably start wrapping up here. Um,
Yeah.
it it definitely needed. Like I've seen people like, oh, this is like one of my game of the years. I'm like, definitely not mine. It's not. It's probably won't even be top 5 for me.
It's
But
probably up there right now for me, just because I really like the combat. I really like the characters, and I really like. I personally really like the ending, and I like where it could possibly go.
see, that's what I'm saying is I feel like maybe it'll come back top 5 if I play when I play the originals and I start to kind of understand things. But I just feel like there was some sort of like weird disconnect where it's like they really should have been like, you need to play the original and you don't need to, but like I feel like I missed so much stuff and like not even in like a fun way where it's like, oh, I can't wait to go back. It's like now it's like, that's a bit weird.
This game would have been in my top for this year if not for the last 2 hours of the game. Basically everything starting with Hojo up, I was where I really started to turn on this game. Because again, they chose to reveal certain parts of the story really early that I thought was kind of weird. The whole exchange that you have with Hojo when you finally kind of like trap him down, like, why the fuck are they talking about any of this right now? This is fucking a weird to go ahead and bring up because it's a major fucking plot point to the rest of the game, and it's fucking weird that they do that. And fucking, we may as well go into like some kind of final thought-ish territory here. But like, I also hated that whole segment with Sephiroth and everything else at the end. That just screamed fucking Kingdom Hearts to me. Absolute fucking horse shit. I hate
now you
that
agree with Gore with that now. See, Gore's been saying it all the time. He hates Kingdom Hearts.
What? Oh yeah.
And I really,
I don't agree with this, but I do
and like
agree. Kingdom Hearts shit. Yeah.
And up to that point, like a lot of the stuff was like quasi grounded. Like there was still like the really cool like action hero-y kind of moments when they're going down the grappling hooks and other kind of shit like that. But then you get to that end fight and suddenly Cloud's hacking through fucking buildings with the Buster Sword, causing a weird fucking feeling to the kind of power scaling to everything that's going on. It was a weird moment to introduce that because again, I feel like it's just going to kill the tension for a lot of what's coming up now. It just fucking ruins it on some level. And makes a lot of things that should be a threat not feel like a threat anymore. And the whole conversation with those two at the end, where again, they're obviously trying to do something different with it.
With the
they bothered
thing.
Yeah, with the 7 seconds thing, and Aerith clearly seems to be aware that something is not right. Which
I feel like she's very aware of pretty much everything that was supposed to happen in the original game. That like I was getting that when she's talking to Marlene in the bar and she's like Marlene sees something and she just like puts her like she just like don't say it for the camera because then they'll know. But
yeah, so obviously they're trying to do something different, and on some levels I can kind of get it. Like I kind of appreciate trying to do something vaguely different. Like I said earlier, the wedge stuff I thought was kind of stupid, but I kind of liked where they were going with it up until they unceremoniously yeeted him out a fucking window. But then we have the whole that Zack scene at the end. God damn, why did we have that Zack scene at the Well, and they confirmed over Twitter that that's a third timeline that's going on in parallel to what's going on now.
Oh, they confirmed that?
Yes, they did confirm that that's a third timeline that is also happening, which means that now, not only with the next rest of the games, we have our unknown kind of story that's going on, but now we'll also potentially have a third timeline that either is going to be integrated into these, or that means that they're just going to make more Final Fantasy VII shit that's going to follow that fucking third goddamn timeline, and that's going to
sequel to Crisis Core?
Yes.
Oh, they're gonna Scarface the video game it where they just say, hey, remember at the end of the movie where spoilers he dies? Once we turn around and just shot the guy that was gonna shoot him, and then he just played the rest of the fucking his life.
I recognize the name when I saw it.
Zach? What's Zach?
Yeah. But
he's from the original game. But he's mainly he's in the original game obviously, but he had a way more expanded role in Crisis Core. I mean, he's like the main character in Crisis Core.
Yeah, see,
I only played a little bit of Crisis
I didn't understand what the fuck was going on there. I was like, oh, cool. It's someone that's dressed like Cloud as they're doing cool shit, I guess.
Well,
yeah, that should have been... There's enough context clues within Remake itself that you should kind of know who he is.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, not that you know exactly, but like when Aerith says like there's somebody that she loved before.
I love, my first boyfriend. You remind me so much of him and all those other lines.
Yeah, see, I want to got that.
Yeah,
That.
I mean that's stuff that doesn't really matter right now.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So
But
I will say with like final thoughts, unless David, you have more to add on to.
I'll say I know you said David, but I want to say something because
Yeah, fuck
I haven't
David.
I haven't said anything
I
about
haven't interrupted
Zach.
David in a while.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't mind the Zach thing. I don't really know Zach too well. We don't go way back at all. But it's just one of those things where it felt like it was fan service. That one really felt like it was fan service because people love Zach, and they're just like, "Ooh, well, this if he lived, fuck it." Like you could say Biggs and Jesse and Wedge would be fan service, but I don't think they have a huge following. Considering they're barely in the fucking original game.
Same gravitas to the story of Zach.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Again, it's supposed to tie into that theme of loss, and especially with Cloud's story that goes on through 7.
Hey, be careful where you're.
Yeah, I'm ending my thought there. But Zach being alive is such a bizarre, fucking weird slap to the face. It goes against the antithesis of everything the original built.
And then the pacing of it was weird
but
too.
The reason it was very his voice acting was kind of
but they like threw it in the middle of like all this crazy shit that's actually going on. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Well, that's Crisis Core, but it doesn't make sense either way. But it's just like why they would just drop it out of nowhere because I was like, who the fuck is this Zach or is this like Cloud from the future? And when it showed his black hair, I was like, it's fucking Zach.
Well, you could also tell with the minor detail of how he carries his Buster Sword because he carries his different from Cloud.
Sure, no, I'm not.
That's how
I don't know much about Zach besides in the original game and the little bit I played of Crisis Core. I'm not gonna lie. Like a couple years ago, or maybe even longer, I watched like a whole fucking like movie version of Crisis Core. I was interested, so I don't remember anything about it besides there's a Sephiroth kind of guy in there.
Well, like, Sephiroth is in it as well, but then
Sephiroth is in it, but they have the Sephiroth
Genos. They have Genos and Angelus, and Genos is actually 100% designed off of the J-Rockstar docs, which is why that they'll never remake Crisis Core itself because he owns the rights to that character because that basically is him.
I think they just make a new character, couldn't they?
They could, but I don't think they would ever retouch Crisis Core because unless they just, this is him now, and it's a completely different character. I don't think Square would do that.
Right? Probably not. They probably wouldn't. I mean, they have too much on their plate right now with fucking 5 sequels to Final Fantasy VII, and then maybe a Zack timeline to go with it. I have a feeling that Zack timeline's gonna like intersect at one point. Like they both go in singularity and like fucking whatever.
Final thoughts, David. You want to wrap yours up?
Yeah, just to wrap up my thoughts. I really liked this game up until the last 2 chapters. This game was, in many ways, a great expansion to the story. It was not the same story in many ways, but it was a great expansion to it. It built a lot of goodwill. There were some changes that, again, I was knee-jerk on, but they did some interesting things with. But I really feel that, especially going into this game without knowledge of the original, it's got to be a weird, and you've kind of echoed that thought on some level. It's so weird because there's so many things from basically the end part of the storyline they bring up in this. There are so many character twists that are brought up in dialogue just passively. And it's like, what the fuck? Why are they bringing this up now? This is a major fucking reveal later on in the game. And you're just kind of sweeping it on the rug.
I'm going to say this. Just like you fucked up with Persona 5, you never know.
No, there is no way because at best what happens is it does a gigantic psych and it just all recycles back to normal. That is what happens. At best, the storyline reverts back to normal in some capacity, in which case it's even worse because they bother to go, let's try something. Oh, fuck, that's not gonna all right, well, let's just bring it back to how it was before. It is such a slap in the fucking face of everything that the original story was built upon. There are so many little things where, as someone that played it and had a lot of memories of the original, again, I don't know why they bring up such big character reveal moments so early on in the story. I don't get why they change certain things with the story. There are so many little things that are just done so poorly compared to the original. And as much as I'm someone that thinks that art should not exist in a vacuum, and I really believe that art does not exist in a vacuum. You can't help but compare things against other things as time goes on because that's just life. And with that mindset, this game really ruined things with the ending for me. It did a lot wrong, and I can only hope that the continuation of this story doesn't continue down this path. But again, that's just saying best case scenario, they realize what a fucking terrible idea this was, and they're like, we'll run it back to normal. Like, I am so hesitant to see what they do with the rest of the characters that they introduce. Not explaining their stories or anything, but like, I'm really worried what's going to happen with Sid. I'm really worried what's going to happen with fucking Vincent. It just.
Vincent will still have the same backstory. There's no way they'll change that.
Fucking, I didn't think they would change and do some of the things they did, but here we are.
I feel like people would really get pissed if they change his backstory. Like, I remember his. And I kind of remember Sid's too. He was like a scientist, right?
Yeah, it was a rocket engineer.
Yeah, okay. So,
but yeah, so there's a lot of things because like even with the very beginning of the game, I think it's so fucking weird that the biggest change that stood out to me because it changed the whole tempo of the story message is in the original, you were undoubtedly terrorists. There was no question. You blew up that fucking reactor. You were the cause of a lot of people's pain and suffering. The whole segment with the Sector 7 plates, that was, set up against you, but everything else, that was you. You were doing it. And now suddenly there's this weird turn where it didn't really blow it up. It didn't actually cause as much of the explosion as she was expecting. And so the Shinra heads were like, we'll blow it up. Fuck it. It works for us in our evil plans.
Yeah. And it made sense. They just made it,
But it kills the tone of it. It removes that moral gray area where you're no longer playing these people that have good goals at the end of the day, but are doing horrible things to achieve those goals. That whole gray area is gone, which again, it makes me really concerned for some of the other things, like with the whole Mount Coral segment and the gold saucer. And there's just so many other moments throughout the story where I'm just like, the whole game was plastered in gray. The whole game was plastered in acceptance and taking your choices and seeing them through to the end for better or for worse. And this game kills a lot of that. Especially by the end, and it's left a really poor taste in my mouth. I don't see how this actually redeems the decisions it does, because again, at best, it just puts it back to normal, realizing what a mistake it was. And so, yeah, this, regardless of how this goes, this is going to be a black mark on for me. But you go on, Gore, or Adrian, whichever one wants to talk next.
That was the longest final thoughts of my life.
Well, you didn't say brief thoughts. Just final thoughts. He has a lot of thoughts. I'm okay with how it ended.
I had fun. All right.
I liked it. It's always my response to after someone goes on a long-winded fucking.
Really is man on everything. He's just like, it's fine.
No, I'm not the middleman though. It seems like a lot of people really like the game, but I really liked it, and at the end, I was okay with the ending. Because it's one of those things where, like, all right, you introduce Zack again, he's doing his own thing, that's fine. Like, you bring back some of the characters, okay. Obviously, you're gonna do something way different in the future. I really do think they're gonna keep a lot of the same characters and their backstories, but they're obviously gonna do a lot of different things in between. That's why at the end it says the unknown journey will continue, because it's
they were very peculiar about those words. They could have just said the journey continues later.
Yeah, the unknown, but they want to fucking let you know, like, you're not gonna know what's coming. They don't even know what's coming, obviously, but it's gonna be, no matter how far they are in production in the next game, they're gonna make sure that it's gonna be something different, obviously, from the end of this. And I don't think it's for the most part it's universally positive reception, I think, right?
David might be the most negative thing I've heard out of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody really negative.
A lot of hatred towards this with the ending specific.
Like, yes. I've seen a lot of people say it's their favorite game of this year and shit. Like,
yeah.
Even Maximilian dude loved the ending. I watched.
That man was like was like teary-eyed actually when he finished.
Yeah, he was fucking crying.
I love Maximilian. Don't get me wrong. I fucking fanboy for Maximilian, but goddamn that.
What a dumbass.
On some level,
I think the problem is, David, is you're very quick to judge stories in general.
First 2 seconds of Persona 5, they changed something. He was like, no, fuck this.
You were already kind of
A lot of the changes in Persona 5, and then there was one where I'll admit I judged a little too quickly, and then I was like, okay, I see where they're going with this. But
didn't that just happen a few days ago, though? To be fair.
Yeah.
So your earliest, I mean, your most recent example happened only a couple days ago.
3 hours into the game, I'm at the 100-hour mark now.
Hey, I finished the entire game. I'm still like, I don't know, man. I want to see what they do with it. So, I'm just saying, I'm cooler.
I guess what it comes down to is how much you're tied to the original story. If it's not something that you're 100% tied to and enjoy it for what it was, I can see being more lax on it.
But the problem I have with that mindset is you still have the original. So, what is this diminishing your view?
Well, the problem I have with that argument is that there's gonna be a lot of people that don't and that never played the original and just play remake and think that's how it is. Like that's when people said, like, when the new Ghostbusters came out, that shitty ass one that came out, when people were just like, well, I mean, you still have the old one, but I'm like, this one's called fucking Ghostbusters, though. It's called it's like replacing the original. Like like I get it, the original's there, but if the new thing that's called the same thing is shitty to somebody, then it's gonna upset them just for it being called the same thing.
Again, art does not
isn't shitty though, by the way. I just want to
art does not exist in a vacuum. Fine, this thing is its own thing. I can still go back and play and enjoy the original in many different ways.
Yeah,
but the fact of the matter is, this is still this is what this is supposed to be. This is how this game is being reintroduced to a new generation, and it's infuriating that this is how it's done.
Again, but it's the first part. It's not. If we were done with the full game and that was what it is, I'd let you. You can rant all you want. If you didn't like
I'd probably be with you.
Now,
this somehow was it.
Yeah, and I think with a more competent studio behind it, I would be more open to like, oh, there's plenty of time for them to fix whatever wrongs you might have. I know it's not, but
they're competent enough.
But in the grand scheme of things, this is part 1 of what potentially is part 2, 3, maybe even 4, and we're judging the first 20-25% of a story by stuff that's happening now. When it's like they made these decisions, presumably knowing what they're doing in the future, or at least have a brief idea. I mean, I don't think they're just like gonna like casually toss whatever it is at them. I'm sure they're well aware at the gravity of the situation of what they're doing. They're remaking one of the most critically acclaimed games, most cherished, loved games of all time, you know. That says a lot about it, you know. I think they are going to take some moments to fanboy out a little bit. Like, of course, if there was a character they liked a lot back then, they want to keep bringing back, that's cool too, I guess. Like, whatever. You could say, oh, well, they didn't kill off Avalanche like they did back then. Well, Avalanche also didn't matter that much back then. You didn't really give a fuck about Jesse as much as you do now, right after that.
And also, like, the original game made it seem like Avalanche was just like 5 people, where here they expand that by saying like it wasn't, right? They did explain that it was more than just 5 people, right? In the original,
they were like, well,
no, in the original it was just
it was just 5 people. Okay, so,
yeah, and then with Crisis
here it makes more sense that it wasn't just 5 people taking an entire mega corporation, you know. So that's
and then with Crisis Core and before Crisis, they expanded to explain. Well, no, it wasn't just them; they were just a cell of the organization.
Yeah, that makes way more sense, obviously. And when like Avalanche shows up at one point,
so with and like I said, there has to be more to it. If they're obviously keeping these characters around, they added more to them. Maybe there's more of an option to bring them back or something somehow, even though you might not like it. I think the problem with these kind of games is, again, this goes back to what we were talking about with like Scott the Waz's talk of it, is this is a remake. Like, this is not a remastering or like a firm's remake. This is an actual, like, from the ground floor. They are going back in and changing what they can or what they want to.
Yeah, this is like a Hollywood remake.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like when Hollywood takes a foreign movie and then they just remake
shout out to Parasite sometime soon.
Yeah. Shout out to The Departed. Yeah. Oh boy. I was thinking like a good remake though. I was gonna say The Departed, but yeah. Okay. Oh boy is
So
a good example of a bad one for
I
sure.
my only issue, particularly with defending the fact that it is still early in the story to criticize too much. Like you can criticize something that happened, like if whatever happened, like if something happened that's in the game that's definitive and it's done, that you can complain about that all you want. The stuff that's open ended, we don't know what could happen. I mean, we still don't know what happened. Maybe they have something else. But my only issue with that is that knowing the competency of Square Enix and knowing this game Part 2 is not going to be done for another at least 3 years. At least, like that's being super generous. It's not happening in 3 years, but
It'll probably happen in 3 years.
I hope it
It
does. But
depends
I'm still
on
getting.
how many parts they go.
Because I have a feeling it's gonna be very similar.
It's gonna.
The open world I bet is gonna be very linear. Like,
But they also have to keep it spicy enough to like still make sense, and then they can't reuse all the assets because we're not going to be in Midgar. We're going to be in a whole different spot. But
Yeah.
they can't reuse the battle system and
They-
engine and all that stuff.
they
too,
could
so
totally reuse some second. They could change it up where you're in the same
I
three
swear to
places.
God,
I bet.
they may walk
They
through the
probably
sewer
will.
somehow again. I'm gonna fucking
Yeah.
piss.
You're like,
Hey,
you're
remember
in
that
one
one time we
sec-
walked through the sewer, Cloud? Let's do that again. Our brains.
Oh man, I wish my brain didn't exist so I didn't live. That's how I.
But like I still
I hate
still,
any sewer level in any game sucks.
Anything
Even
with
like
water.
Resident well, water's okay. It's just sewers. Say like because you're enclosed off environment. It's dark and it's fucking dirty and disgusting. And there's water.
And did you guys like
So
how
it's
many
like-
times Tifa really wanted a shower?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hey, how many times fucking Barrett sung the battle
Da,
theme?
da,
Or
da, 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 da.
yeah. Not the battle theme.
That was
but
kinda funny.
The fanfare. The fanfare was fun. But what was the other one? When I do like that as Cloud gets more used to these characters and everybody else, and they all start becoming more and more friends. Their dialogue does change a little bit during the game, like when you're fighting. So Cloud would be like, "Hey, good job," stuff
Yeah.
like that. But he said that so many times towards the end with Barrett. He's just like, "Hey, man, good job," and then Barrett would be like, "Whatever, man," it's like, which is funny, but man.
But I think with a more competent studio, I trust them to push on forward, so I can see the kind of
Like who? Which studio do you want to take up the mantle? Platinum?
no.
Your Platinum would be too crazy. It would be fucking
I'm
like
trying to think.
Bayonetta.
I'm trying to think of a studio that would like competently finish a story. Like
Platinum's good at telling stories. I mean, they're stupid ass stories, but they're
Yeah.
decent at telling this.
Final Fantasy VII
stories.
is kind of teetering that.
Every Final
God,
Fantasy game
you
has
get a
technically a
rational game?
stupid ass story.
You get Irrational Games to work on the story, you get Platinum to work on the combat.
Irrational games. They don't exist anymore.
That's an irrational answer.
Talking hypotheticals here, anyways.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
David totally didn't
Well,
know that until you mentioned.
Well,
it,
I
by
mean,
the way.
I guess, hey, Irrational Games, they really like their time shit, so
I say let's give it to Gearbox.
and their alternate realities, obviously. Gearbox.
Okay, give it to Sucker Punch.
Hey, you know what? Give it to who made Ninja Bread Man? Give it to those guys.
Who made
Imagine.
who made the culling?
The culling, yeah.
Jerry.
Jackass Games. I don't know if
I don't know who I would, but I think if I had for a studio that obviously is like notorious-
Konami.
Yeah.
They can make a fucking pinball or whatever they're called, pachinko machine.
With the studio that would because Square is like notorious for always releasing shit late. Like they're fucking famous for that.
You know what? Give it to Capcom.
Yeah,
Fuck it. Do it, pussies.
But I don't know. It can go either way for me. But what it is, I think this is a game that did not strike a chord with me just because I don't have any pretense for a lot of this. I still don't understand a lot of what's going on. Like I get if it's downright to it, the core of this game is literally us trying to save the world from all the Mako being used up.
It's a bunch of environmentalists trying to stop the big industry guy.
That's literally all I
guy.
think of. And Sephiroth is like some side character that I don't know who the fuck he
Yeah,
is.
Sephiroth's just like some cool, chill dude that makes faces sometimes.
Yeah,
Like-
so that's my issue with
And,
this.
and he has a long ass sword.
That's my issue with this. Even though they fledged out the beginning so much, I don't understand what's happening still. Like, it's
Sephiroth is
happening,
like-
and then
is
there's
like
weird
the
shit going
definition
on. I don't know why, like, fucking, there's, like, elementals all of a sudden, and fucking, I'm fighting that shit, and why am I in space now, and
Well,
welcome to Square.
Well, welcome to a lot of
Fantasy.
Japanese stuff. Like, just not even Final Fantasy. Just welcome. Like, a lot of Final Fantasies don't go that crazy. I don't think, right? And if it does it in a more subtle way.
I
It's just
did.
like, dude, hey, look at the giant fucking explosion. And
I did
stuff,
download
or-
Final Fantasy 9 on Game Pass.
Hell yeah.
Final Fantasy 9 is very subdued. At least from what I played. I played like 20 hours.
It's
See,
a
that-
very
See
story.
that was kind of the
Yeah.
thing, is I liked how real FF7 kind of felt, at the beginning. But then
Yeah.
it got so supernatural and so weird that I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. Sometimes I'm like, oh look, you're fighting whispers. I'm like, are we the only ones that see these? Well, apparently sometimes we're not. Sometimes we are.
I think whenever it touches something, isn't that the thing?
Whenever Aerith comes in contact with someone is what dictates it.
Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense because you touch Aerith because she's like freaking out in the beginning as Cloud, and then he starts seeing all of them, and then I think she also touches everybody.
Oh.
Well, no, then Cloud touches everybody else, and then they see. So it's like an infection. It's like the
It's
Bye
like
Bye Man.
chlamydia.
Oh, okay. Well, we thought two different. Bye Bye Man, chlamydia, same thing.
Don't think it, don't say it.
Actually, it definitely is. Like, I'd rather have chlamydia.
It's like, it's like, what the fuck? It follows. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think I like Bye Bye Man better.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which
Bye
honestly,
Bye Man's a
just
better
have-
movie.
one more thing. That was the dumbest fucking thing of how they're like, okay, we need to explain these things somehow. Well, how do we go about it? Oh, no, Aerith will touch Red 13 and somehow he'll get the answer of what the fuck's going on here. Like, there was a more organic way to explain it, especially considering they used Red 13 as the mouthpiece for it. They could have easily worked in how he could have known about it, given his story background. But it was just weird. I was like, I don't know how we're going to...
Well, they needed him to do something.
Well, that's what I mean, though. Is
Yeah,
they had an easy way for him to still have the knowledge of how to explain that. And instead, they're just like, oh, no, she fucking touched me, and now I understand what the fuck's going on. You could have easily made that a part of his backstory, and it would have actually fit in perfectly with what goes on with his backstory. Shut the fuck up, Casey.
Oh, what did he say?
David's fanboying.
David
Well,
fanboying again.
that's technically the opposite. I think you're just being a troll.
Yeah, you're being a troll, dude.
Anyway, Gore, last thoughts.
You didn't
let's
like
wrap
how
this
I
up.
ended.
We're about 2 hours in the spoiler cast. Last thoughts.
I really enjoyed it. I thought the gameplay was great. I really like how they combined turn-based combat and real-time combat. I think it was really well done. They did a great job. The story was great. I really enjoyed it. All the character moments were great. I wish there was more. I wish there was less fucking filler and more of the character moments. I wish you could just hang out in the bar with people and just fucking hear some dialogue.
I thought
That'd
you
been
could
cool.
too, because you
Dude,
could play darts in
I
there. And
wish
I'm like,
you
oh,
could
we could be able to chill in here for
yeah.
a while.
I thought that too when I saw the fucking darts minigame was in there. I thought you'd be like, oh, you could play against Jesse or whatever. Like, oh, cool. But no.
Hey,
And
for
Wedge
Sony-
says
for Sony,
something.
you could do that.
Once you beat it, Wedge is like, hey, what? You won. Here's a thing. I'm like, thanks, fat boy. Like, Jesus. Whatever.
Or could say that.
Just go
Yeah, I'm
stuff it up, pizza fatty.
I said,
Yeah,
I
fat.
said you can hang out with people in Persona 5 and play darts.
Oh yeah, I know. You could do that in Persona 4. You could do that in Grand Theft Auto 4. So
Persona
it's like-
5, best remake this year. God
All
damn.
right. So that's our
Yeah, I
spoiler
guess
cast.
That's technically true, right?
That's FF7
Look.
Remake Spoiler Cast. Sometime maybe
Oh!
this summer.
I forgot we didn't talk about one thing in the news. Mafia 1 remake. More remakes, baby. Anyway, Final Fantasy 7 remake.
That's our 7 remake. We'll
It's pretty
sometime
good.
this summer we'll hopefully do a part 2 of this. And that's how you should look out when you're outside in public now. Stay safe.